Each and every day, boxes always pay, 'cause I'll take you to where the sun shines, loading you along with my crew. We'll head into space and ship any place that's cargo. Packed up nice and tight, commerce feels so right, transporting you to where the stars shine, moving you the way that I do. We'll always see it through. Our credit will accrue. My cargo and I will find through.
Bring up chat.
What's up, everybody? It's episode number 447 of the round table. Wow. It is IAE.
And we will be broadcasting from the IAE floor.
Will we?
Yay!
Oh, let me turn myself down. I'm loud. Hello.
Hi.
I'm not even in the game yet. Jesus.
Is everyone enjoying IAE so far?
My wallet is, yeah.
Yeah.
Really? You already bought something?
Surprisingly.
Or didn't
Yeah.
you? Is that what you mean?
I think a lot of wallets may be actually quite happy so far.
Yeah, it's yeah. So far, we have been denied a couple of ships from Misk and Mirai, but we'll talk about them later. So yeah, so far that's the only savings I've had.
Yeah, we still have a few more ship vendors to come out that will
absolutely. We have a big
will
one
task
on
us.
Anvil Day that will test me to the full. I guarantee you that. But yeah. So
Has
relevant.
everybody done their IAE Academy?
Nope.
Well, that's another different story. It's, well.
Let's knock that out of the way first.
All right.
It's a simple one.
Academy.
All right. So this is another attempt by CAG to get us to do something in the game instead of just hanging around.
Yeah,
But they are rewarding us, which is nice.
Yeah, so that's a nice thing about it, because they know that even if some of these activities were catered for new players, they know that everybody else wants to do them as well, like the veteran players. And so they do that. So basically anyone can do this. It's a little weird though, because it's not entirely clear as to what exactly you have to do. You know, we like clear instructions, because, you know, you might miss out on this, because, but at least they have a way of tracking it. So here's the tracking things bit is below this paragraph. If it shows an image like this one,
so
you have done something.
Broken. It is so broken.
Yeah, but it doesn't seem to be completely up to speed.
Correct.
But this one, so I have the tourist one, which here it completes
right?
the fact that
I'm showing the
visited
tourist
IAE.
and I'm showing the cargo hauling. But I've also done combat. So it's the thing is, it's that it's not updating for everybody like it should be.
The tutorial I can't do anymore, obviously.
Right. And by the way, just for future reference,
I, recreate my character. But
when 4.0 comes out, I recommend everybody do the tutorial. Not because you need to learn how to play the game. We all know how to play the game. But the beauty of it is that they don't just give you the same old flight suit you get when you spawn.
Is that right?
In the game, either Obsidian or Odyssey or whatever, right? They actually give you the undersuit, the helmet, the core armor, and the pants, and the leggings. So you actually get a full set of armor. They don't give you arms. And I think it's the Max Flex. is what they give you. At least the legs they do. I don't know what the core is. But they do give you a core and legs in addition to the undersuit. And it's all the newbie white stuff. So, if you don't like the newbie white, whatever, but it gives you a full set of armor as well. So you're good to go if you wanted to with that. Just grab a backpack and go. So I highly recommend doing it. It's very simple. Gets kind of drawn out because it doesn't respond very fast. But yeah, not bad.
Well, yeah.
And plus,
Yeah.
you'll get that when you finish all
Yeah,
of
that's
those things.
this career kit with the suit and the gun.
It's straightforward. Like,
Yeah.
visit the hall, that register you as a tourist, do a hauling mission, any hauling mission. Pick the easiest one you can find that takes you around the other side of the planet. That will register. The mining will be a bit more difficult since, well, you require a mining ship. So that's kind of
Well,
restrictive.
the thing is, the Spectrum thread
you can do the hand,
specifically
actually. You can do
says you got to sell it. So I'm thinking maybe the only thing that's being tracked is you selling ore, and I've already done that because I had something in my account from earlier. But
Look,
that didn't seem to
the
register,
whole
and I
thing
don't
is
know.
the thing is not the tool's broken. I'll tell you that right now because I've done multiple versions of these things, and a lot of them are just now starting to get the hey, I went to the expo, so the thing is broken. So wait until the 27th when they drop the first batch and see if you get it. There's the one I just posted it in the chat, the one for hauling. I should have at least another one.
Yeah, that's for me too. I mean, I was looking at my contract list in the game when I was looking at this as well, and I seemed like the tracker training permit certification from the Bounty Hunters Guild isn't even available for me anymore because I don't even remember it, but I think I may have already done that like a couple patches ago. Like, well, not
right
a couple patches ago, but like at least in this patch branch. But I can't be entirely sure. But at least the fact that it doesn't show up tells me that I have already done it. So I should get that.
Well, you should be able to. Well, no, it has to be done by a certain time. So I would recommend just doing another bounty hunting mission just to get credit.
They said anything from. They said you get counted for anything you've done since 23.24.0.
So you've done it before 24?
Well,
or during 24?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think so because the mission doesn't even show up in the contract list anymore, and I have the other bounty missions. So I think I've already done that. But I mean, I don't remember what I do all the time. So,
like I said, it's better to just do it and make. And
yeah, I guess I could just do one. Yeah, but I mean, it says specifically you have to do that mission, but. And it's not there, so I mean, I probably already did it. That's probably why.
I think they clarified and said you can just do any. Well, I don't know. Whatever.
I haven't seen that.
We'll see. Come 27th, which is what, three days away. If it doesn't drop, then you can always go back.
The page is supposed to update every day. It's at the switch moment, like at 1600 UTC, right, when they also do the show floor switch.
But the 27th is when they're gonna. The 27th is the first time they're going to do the reward. Yeah. So if you don't get it then, go back and do other things to see if you can get it for the next two drops.
We said a couple of things about that in the comments on the Spectrum. What was it? For veteran players, we'll be counting completion of the hauling contract, bounty hunter contract, and the new player tutorial since 3.24.0. Yeah, so that's what I said. No, whatever. Never mind.
I think we have to be patient. With
Yeah,
synergy.
it's only. Yeah. No, you're right.
That's all. Yeah.
Just we know that they are struggling, as always. So let's just say, okay, we know we've been down this road many a times. So let's just say, okay, wait till the next indicator, and we'll go from there.
But as I said in the chat there, so I do think it's worth just trying it anyway, because if you can get a full suit set, you can just use that and stick it on a ship and just leave it there, in a suit locker.
That's a nice set of armor.
It's not bad, actually.
That is a nice set of armor. I mean, I know in my organization we use it as one of our specific units armor. So it's not something to sneeze at. I'd even more so because it's one of the suit armors that we use. It's like, hey, that's a free version. I don't have to buy.
But I think it's very nice for new players. If you're new, that's a good start.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely for a new player, yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I think that's what it's really aimed at, and that will get him excited. Because if you have that set, that's a good suit to have to start off on.
This is a way to bring back people that have already made up accounts and stuff like that, without having to do the what do you call it? Where you referrals. You don't have to worry about referrals and stuff like that, and they can still reap the benefits, right? Because they've already created the account. Hey, I'll just come back again this year, and then I'll just go armor this time. Yay!
Yay!
All right. Do we want to take it day by the first day and then the second day?
Well, you might as well start, yeah. So
well, first day, Crusader.
Yeah. So worst kept secret, the Crusader Intrepid. So it was slightly controversial at the start. Some people didn't get the overall shape of it. They thought the front gun was too small, and they were right. We were having funny debates here about, was this intentionally done to have a smaller gun initially, because the housing that goes around it, well, it clearly fits this size gun, which is a size 4. But when we had the size 3 gun, it was so out of place. It wasn't funny. So some of us feel that this was done intentionally just to annoy us. And
no, not to annoy. It's like
they had a build with
to get ahead of the community whining, because the community always whines about everything.
Yeah, true.
So if you know that you're going to put a 4 in here, and the community, the first thing you're going to say is, well, why isn't it a 5? Right? So what you do is you go, okay, we'll make it a 3 when we roll it out. And then when they bitch about it, we go, okay, you're right. We'll make it a 4. And then basically you end up dropping it exactly the way you intended. And the community comes out thinking, ha ha ha. They had to listen to us.
I don't think that would have happened. It looked out of place, and so that's what people find it odd. If they came out with this, I guarantee people wouldn't have said, "Oh, where's the size 5?" This looks, it fits.
Isn't it just possible that they made a mistake and they had a original version in the QA process with a size 4 gun, and that's why the housing shows it like that it fits. And maybe last minute somebody was like, "Yeah, but maybe we should make it a size 3." Someone, maybe an executive decision
last
somewhere.
Minute, it's like, make it a
before
3
we make it into a PTU, make it size 3. Just maybe even for balancing reasons, who knows? And then later, ever since everybody whined about it, they changed it back. And since that was simple enough to do, since it was already a size 4, originally size 4 attention, maybe that's they're like, oh yeah, whatever, okay.
I
it
like
doesn't have to be bad intended. It's probably just a mistake, and somebody decided to make it size 3.
I like the idea that they got one over on the community better.
Yeah, they were just messing with us. Yeah,
it's like, yeah,
it seems so dumb.
We knew you were going to bitch.
We just made it so that
we don't, and we're done. We rolled it out exactly the way we wanted to. deal with it.
Because
Although I
The
will
truth is never as
say-
complicated as you think.
Yeah, even though I will say, 2 size 1 missiles. Come on, that should have been at least 4.
that's a bit
That
small.
should have been 4.
2?
So
Wow.
That's
If-
it. It's
if-
just 2 little pink.
They're like firecrackers.
They look like little. They look like
Firecrackers, yeah,
little
that's exactly what they
firecracker,
are.
whatever.
So, firstly, I think it does improve the look. It just makes the proportions a bit better. So it's personal taste if you like the asymmetrical thing or not.
Yep.
Well, let's talk about its role. So this is a starter ship. It's been deemed a light freighter. You can see there's the 2 size 1s there off to the right there in the little hole peeking out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Um,
categorize it as a light freighter.
a light
starter
freighter.
ship?
Yeah. Starter ship
Really?
light.
Started.
Yeah. So that just means it can be used for anything really, but the main role would be freight. And it kind
No,
of
that's
makes sense.
right. That's right. Because they did say that it's meant for like delivery missions, right? Because you have the 3 delivery mission things in the one room, the shelves.
Yeah. I think overall it's a not bad ship. You know, it's a comfortable ship, but when you compare it to others of the same class, then you start kind of questioning it.
Of course, everybody's going to question it against other. Because
So-
the thing is, everybody wants their ship to be the ship that does everything.
Oh yeah. This I think is a good home from way at home. This is a kind of a competitor to Nomad. Nomad has a nice big internal space that has everything for you, and this is the same. Everything is here for you when you're starting off. So it is a good, I think, starter ship. But when you compare it to, say, the Avenger, then you
Yeah, we've
kind
seen
of
that. Hang
question
on.
it.
Well, the
So-
Avenger is more combat oriented.
Well, everything to do with the Avenger is better, apart from, say, the cargo, which is the same. Both are 8 SCU,
And it's cheaper.
but it's faster, you know, in every way. Better weapons, better
Shields.
missiles, better shields, and it's cheaper, as you said. So they are better, but the internal space of the Intrepid, I think it's a major plus. Everything is there for you. So if you need to repair, it's all internal. That's a nice thing. Having that engineering station there, that's pretty cool.
No, it's just because
Yeah,
it's more modern.
And the thing is, the Titan,
Diff
they still
timeline.
haven't even made the Titan Gold Standard yet.
No, not even
Component Gold
close.
Standard. That's going to be a fucking nightmare.
Yeah,
So they're made when they make those changes
Let's
and
make
they
some
put in all
space
those
for them.
components and stuff, unless they actually do a redesign. If they don't do a redesign, and let's say they leave the entire thing the way it is, and all they do is they cut out panels and put the stuff in places, it's going to be harder to fix your ship if you're loaded with cargo and stuff than it is in the Intrepid. And then you're at a disadvantage in the Titan versus the Intrepid.
Yeah, it depends. Like the personal quarters at the moment is just really a bed. There's a couple of spots above your head where I think there's coolers, and there's other components there in the wall. So I'm guessing they're going to be flushed out and accessible. I don't know if they're going to put in a kitchenette for eating and drinking.
No, I don't think they're putting in a kitchenette in Titan.
Well, it's just like a small little unit, you know, with a pop down pourers, or you see them.
Maybe
like
not. Is it in there? Because if it's not in there, I
No,
don't think they're going to
it's
put
not,
it in
but
at all.
If there is going to, if it depends really. If its role is going to be that you have to live in it.
Well,
or
the Titan
live
is
out
not
of it,
meant
no.
to be lived in. The Titan was supposed to be a
It still has a bed.
military. It's a military bed. It's a military ship.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's used, and so you don't get creature comforts in a military ship. You
Maybe
get the
not.
bare
No.
necessities, right?
Okay,
So
that-
you get a
yeah.
bed. You go on your patrol. You know, when you need to go to bed, you go to bed. You wake up, and then you start right back on your patrol again. So I don't anticipate them turning it into a whole a 6-star hotel or anything like that.
No, I don't mean like that. It's just that we've seen it in the other ships. The Freelancer is a good example, where that doesn't even have a kitchen. Just has a small kitchenette thing that's in the wall. I'm talking about something like that. But again, it depends on are they going to go down that route? Maybe they will leave it as it is, and that's what gives the Intrepid its advantage, because it has the more comforts.
Yep.
Like here, like they could fit in like the on the left hand side there. There's nothing there. That's
there's a whole bunch of
So they
stuff in the Avenger that I think was just just a bunch of cool looking non-functional screens and all that stuff.
Well, you can
easily replace.
You can actually see the components. You can see the components.
Yeah, that's going to take up a lot of component space.
Oh
no, there's the components. You can actually see them. So those
Yeah.
two square
On the
holes.
bed?
Go back. No, keep going. Go back one more. There. So I seen there's the.
Yeah, so you got-
there's
Yeah.
the drive there, and the.
Yeah, you're taking up all those spaces, so
Mm.
you're not going to have any room to put in a little drop-down kitchen or whatever.
I think you could fit it in the left-hand side. I think there's room, but it depends on the gameplay or CIG, demand that you do need some kind of kitchenette to survive. You're probably right. They'll probably just leave it alone.
So Shady.
But then this
Go
what gives the Intrepid its advantage, because it does have all the comforts.
Yep.
So
Shady, to answer your question, so you can put a pulse in an Avenger. I mean,
you can.
It definitely has room for it.
Yeah.
You can put one in an Intrepid in one of the the 4-slot cargo things. It's just that you don't want to drive it in. You kind of want to place it in with a tractor beam or whatever.
Yeah.
And you kind of risk it a little bit. It does have a tendency to kind of bounce.
The pulse is always a risk, because it always has a chance to like we've seen in my videos, like it always has a chance to go crazy and hit the ceiling and then boom.
And Photo, you're right. The Avenger is a great starter, and it's probably the gold standard for starters, unless the Cutter's kind of taken over, maybe.
But the Cutter has a smaller cargo. That's the only downside.
Yeah.
Of that.
But it has the luxury.
Yeah.
It has more of a luxurious thing. So the thing about as a starter, the Avenger also can do really good combat. So that's why I call it kind of like the gold standard.
I just want to go back to the pulse there, because over the past month I was taking all the screenshots for the wiki for all the different paints, and I died a dozen times on that feckin' bike. Now, I was thinking it would be nice if you switch the power off and you did what Innovis says, place it on a cargo grid with a tractor beam, then it should snap to the cargo grid and secure it. I kind of hope CIG would look down this avenue.
I've never seen the pulse actually secure to a cargo grid.
No, that's what we need.
Or whatever.
No, see that's the problem, and then it bounces all over the place. So for the Intrepid, this would be ideal if you can do that. Turn the power off so it sits on the ground. Use a tractor beam, and then it snaps to the cargo grid, and then it would fit perfectly.
400i has a bay in the front meant for a hover bike.
Yeah, but that was designed for the bike to hover. The Intrepid isn't. The Intrepid has a very low ceiling within the cargo hold itself. And so the natural tendency of the hover bike like this is to float above the ground and therefore be hitting the ceiling of the cargo hold. And that's where problems occur. And even if you turn it off, and it touches the ground, because it doesn't snap, it moves. And again, that causes its own problems. So I think CIG needs to look at this possibility even closer. But still, I think it's a cool ship. I really like the fusion paint, which is the greenish bluish one on the back.
You're partial to green because you're Irish.
It's a nice iridescent kind of paint job, depending on the way you shine the light on it.
This is shine on it,
yeah. So that's a cool looking paint. It's only $3.
You probably want a leprechaun on there too, don't you?
That's so stereotypical. I'm not even going to that. Oddly enough, the one at the very back is $5. The waveform or wavefront.
Front.
You pay $5 for a
That's
couple
the
of stripes.
concierge.
I like the black one.
The black one's nice. It has this
That's the concierge
oversized
one, eh?
Crusader logo on it. Actually, you can go into the paint. I just put them up there today.
What?
You can see them in detail.
Well, that's the concierge one, right? Black one. Concierge
Yeah.
only. All right, let's see.
Alrighty.
Because
So-
sorry, I just want to say I have a criticism of CIG's pictures here because everything has a blue tint in it, and particularly the white one.
Mhm.
It it's supposed to be white looking, not with a white with a blue tint.
That's a nice bread.
Yeah, I think that's the original Crusader colors that they started off with, and then decided everything must be white and blue. Yeah, that's definitely my favorite.
So for Crusader Day,
Oh, I can see it
There we
better
go.
now. Good.
CIG ranked in $939,529.
I don't know. What do you think?
Under $1 million.
I'm disappointed in that.
Well, they didn't
Um,
offer anything other than the freaking
Well,
the Intrepid. What
it's a-
other?
It's a starter ship. You'd think people might be more attracted to it.
I mean, what other ships were of value to people from Crusader?
C1.
C1,
maybe
C2. I mean, A1, A, C,
Yeah.
C1, C2, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, and
The
the
big,
A2.
the big bombers.
Yeah.
Right?
People love
And-
bomb and jump down.
I don't know. Did they have any other ships? There was Trumbull.
Trouble. Yeah, you can get
fuck.
the
You know
trouble
what I mean.
vehicles. Yeah.
They were in there too. So I mean, that combination did well. It didn't rake over $1 million. So that's kind of
It's that's a kind of a slow start for CIG. Normally with this, so I didn't check the rest of the days, but
Oh no, I got them right in front of me. I'm gonna. There's only 2 days. We don't have today's stuff yet.
so how much in total?
Well, let's talk about the next.
This is funny. Yeah.
That's funny. So let's talk about the next day, which was.
No, we're not done yet. Huh? Look.
Yeah, there's nothing.
Yeah, there's nothing really.
Put Picos on
Tumbrel. Oh yeah.
So he's keeping penguins as captives.
Mhm.
Okay.
So again, this is another plus. We didn't talk about this. This is another plus of the Intrepid. It's racks, which is pretty generous, I have to say, for a starter ship. Like you can put all your tools in there, your tractor beams, your repair tools, and all that. You can even put a full size railgun in there. So it's quite impressive, I think. Good internal space. You've 1500 micro SCU, so that's a slightly larger than normal.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. I hear somebody again saying that the Titan would be a better option. Again,
Personal preference.
yeah, it is really at the end of the day.
It really comes. People still have this mentality of the meta, and the meta always consists of two
It's
things.
a game,
right? It's dollars earned and pew pew.
Pew pew.
Right? And this game is not about those two things. This game is about more than just that. And if people are just going to try and play the meta, they are not going to be happy. Because you have so much flexibility with the things that you can do and the ships and the adjustments. It's like, just go with what makes you happy and gets you to do what you enjoy doing. Don't worry about the fucking meta. People that talk about meta don't know how to play games. They don't, because they don't play the game to play the game. They play the game to do the meta, to be the God king.
God King, okay.
I am
Right?
God.
This false sense of I am the best, which is what it is. It's a false sense because they have to use the biggest, baddest guns and ships and stuff like that because they aren't capable of playing the game and doing it with just about any mediocre stuff because they suck. You're right, Shady. You're absolutely right. But I've never been a person for playing the meta. I've always played the game for the experience and for my own skill.
Skill
All right.
and
So
pure
what day are we
download.
on? What's the second day? What's it, Aegis?
Aegis, yeah. So nothing from them. This was
Well, they
all
did
about.
really well because they obviously had big ships with big
Well,
They
that's
had
the
the
thing.
most
Yeah,
ships.
yeah.
Yep.
Well, no.
So
Well,
they
it's
actually
about getting the big ships. Like that's always the great rush
they
of
made
getting the javelins.
Yeah, there was a stock limited sale.
144,109 for
Okay.
Aegis.
Yeah, it's you're right.
And that was
It's
that was probably all the big ships.
It's a mixture of a lot of things. They also have recent ships, like they have the Sabres, the Firebird, and the Peregrine. People might have missed that out in them. But yeah, it was all about the rush, getting the Javelin, the Idris, the Nautilus. Is it? No, that wasn't exclusive. No, was it Nautilus? I can't remember.
It was on sale though, right? It's not stock limited,
Yeah.
but
No.
pretty sure
I don't think the Nautilus is Aegis, is it?
it is.
Yeah. No, I thought it was stock limited. No, I was wrong. But it's also about the fighters. If you're interested in war, Aegis ship is a must, really. So not surprised really about that. But there was nothing new, unfortunately. Nothing new at all.
No, fortunately.
Okay, fortunately for our wallets, there was
Yes.
nothing new from Aegis. Well, one thing I do like, I always like the Aegis show floor because it has this joint in the middle, and it's fantastic walking up to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so it's one of my favorite looking ships. It's just so impressive in its size, especially when you see somebody standing right beside it. It is a humongous asset that in any game would be very impressive. Oddly enough, they put the two Saber variants in the basement.
Yeah,
I'm not sure why they did that.
they should have put them here.
But they're the ugly
instead of the regular
stepchilds.
sabers.
No, those
Yeah,
are the
they-
originals. They're the
No, but
OG. They get to show off proud.
But they're the new ships, you see. They're the new ships, and they
Yeah,
should have been
so
up
make
there.
them go find them.
Yeah, I thought that was strange. They were down there.
You got the OGs. They deserve the what is it they call that? The title, the line, the first whatever.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, gotcha. Then you have like the Gladius variant there, the poor
Yeah,
Redeemer
right,
with its chop down guns. I feel so sorry for that ship.
They should have a melted one that looks like a puddle to tell everybody to just get rid of it.
Your 4 Vanguards. Still waiting for the Sentinel gameplay.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the moment it's kind of okay. You have the EMP, but yeah, it's really missing its electronic warfare. Yeah, the
Torpedo
Eclipse,
boats.
great for stealth, and the Redeemer, which is not Redeemer, Retaliator, which has got a nice little buff ever since it went to gold standard. It's actually a not bad ship now, particularly with the modules. I look forward to seeing the rest of them come online.
Ridiculously hideous
CIGT.
model of the Idris.
Yeah, I don't know why they do this. I really don't. It's you see the shittiest of models taken straight from the
Well, not always.
the
See,
hologram.
Vulcan was okay.
No, that's bad. That's a poor model.
Well, but at least it was better than this. This was totally like where
Well, see,
everything
well,
was gone.
but that's because it's so much larger, and therefore they can't get the detailing
Oh.
because you have to fit it in the same holographic projector or whatever. Yeah. Again, this is a ship. I'm very surprised it's not out by now because this would be ideal for pyro.
It's a.
And I don't understand.
Completely lost.
I really don't
anyway.
understand why.
This is a repair ship, right?
Yeah, it's repair, bit of refueling.
No, but we don't have to repair gameplay.
Well, we kind of do.
Our refueling is broke.
Yeah,
And plus, they do refueling and repair with drones. We don't have drones yet.
Oh wow.
So there's actually quite a number of reasons why it's not out yet.
But pyro.
Pyro.
Oh, look at how the model they used with IAE 2950, and it had color in it too.
Color.
And details.
Yeah.
Like I said, I feel that they have gotten lazy lately in regards to certain things. Paints being one of them. Now we're seeing the hologram models. They're not even using ones that they've already used before that are better quality. They're throwing those crappy plain ones in. Don't know why.
Was that me in the background? It was.
What? Where?
No, the one before the. Yeah, there I am. With the white pants and my IAE t-shirt, I can see that. Wearing the same gear now.
Hello.
Is that Jared? That looks like Jared.
No, it looks like me.
That's him.
Looks like Jared. That looks like Jared.
It looks nothing like Jared.
So if you look like that, then you look like Jared.
I look nothing like Jared.
You and Jared are brothers.
Wow. Okay.
Twins.
So yeah, there's nothing again. The mining ship. I just think that's just. Oh.
I don't even have a picture of that.
Oh, did you not? All right, good.
What mining ship?
Nautilus.
The Nautilus. I'm still
that mining ship.
I'm still curious how that gameplay is going to actually work.
Well, that also involves drones.
Photo, I love you. I love you. I love you. Weelando, Disco Hamster. I like it.
Disco Hamster. Okay. It really is. It shows you how small it actually is. It's not that big. It kind of looks big, but no. When you look at the other ships, it's a tiny ship, the Intrepid.
Intrepid, yeah.
It's supposed to be small.
Yes.
Just sifting through this, we missed this, but whatever.
Yeah, we've seen this. We've
and
seen
these
this
ones. It's like the fifth time
Power
we've seen
Rangers,
these
which
all. Yeah.
never will come to fruition. I'm convinced.
At least we got the clothes.
The
Genesis
Star Cruiser, our liner, even
One day maybe.
It's Jared's favorite ship, but it's never gonna get done.
It's never gonna get done. You're right.
Not until we get the AI working properly.
Tourism, yeah, you need proper AI for that. Then you've got day 3, and then which I don't have any pictures of yet.
What's day 3?
Blackers.
That's today. Misk.
Today is Misk.
Isn't that why you're there?
Is that my job? Okay. Well, let's go in. Yay! It's my cue. Yeah.
Actually, well, yeah.
Do you want to talk about that first? How much is it?
Yeah,
$4?
Sure. What's the price? $820? That's the same price as ever before, by the way.
But don't buy it because it's only going to get wiped.
Yeah.
$640.
Yeah. So just buy it in the real world.
If you want to keep it, you got to buy it with real world money. Otherwise, it's going to get wiped.
Yeah. So luckily they did put it up on the pledge store this time. I probably realized that people were going to whine about that anyway.
Yeah, they have you guys' name on the top of the list of that wine.
Yeah. That Realm guy, he's such a whiner.
All the hats and shirts from the previous years I still have
Oops.
those in my inventory as well, but those are gonna be gone.
CRG does not care.
Look for the ones you bought. Oh, pawns. Someone's been playing the chess.
Oh, so they have. And I can carry them.
What is it? Chess pieces? What
Yeah.
the hell are they doing there?
Yeah, where was it? Oh, on the Polaris, isn't it? Polaris has a chessboard now.
Oh, so they took them out of the.
So
But it's
I
not on
doubt
the
it's
show
the
floor.
890.
Oh yeah.
Let's see.
They could have
But-
taken them out of the
About that,
the MSR.
when you go to the elevator, you'll probably only see one show floor. Right?
That's right. That they didn't fix that issue regarding Crusader. That only lasted 1 day. It's supposed to last 2 days. Oh, come on.
Well, to be
Hang on.
specific, and before Innovis starts going off again, 48 hours.
Oh. And there you go.
Apex Hall, yeah.
There you go. There's the Crusader Hall.
No,
No,
well,
that's
that's
the
now
new
the,
hall now.
That's now, yeah.
But the Zenith Hall is missing. You say you were supposed to get the Zenith.
See, it even
So-
says it there, 23 and 24,
Yeah.
which is today.
I
So
saw it on both days. The fact that you didn't see it on both days is not my
Oh,
problem.
shut up.
It takes a lot longer.
You
to
should
get
move. You should move
there.
to the U.S. That way, you guys don't have to worry about those kind of problems. It's a very
That doesn't
long
make any
trek
difference.
in the elevators. It's a
Yeah,
very long
I'm
trek in the
convinced
elevators.
they moved the hall very far away from New Babbage.
30
Anyway,
kilometers.
where are we?
You're in the planet core.
In the planet core.
So to Shady's point, while you guys are getting ready up there to give us a tour, no Guardian. But
Oh,
they
you
did
want me to
tease
show
that
it?
we are going to get it in 4.0.
Yeah, that this.
So
No, wait, that's
No,
not.
that's not it.
That's the.
no, that's
No.
No.
that-
No, the
No.
actual video.
in the video.
It's the video, the second video.
The IAE show.
Yeah, number 2. Yeah.
It's the very first segment.
Oh yeah. Oh, that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hang on.
So this is very cool because this is kind of nod to Airwolf. Any 1980s people will
Oh, the way they
remember
made
that
the video,
show.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, this is probably the worst kept secret this year. It was leaked a long time ago, and so the Fast Furious people call it. It's difficult to tell the size. It is big.
Well, you can
I
see
think
the
it's
cockpit.
smaller.
It's.
It looks smaller than a Vanguard.
Yeah, that's the cockpit.
Mm.
It's kind of medium, I guess. See, like that's the cockpit thing, the bubble.
So
It looks kind of nasty.
I just want to point out something. So what we've seen beforehand was that each of those kind of 4 sections that come out had a gun attached to them. Now it looks like it's only 2 on either side of the cockpit. So that's one thing that I've noticed. Yeah, each of those bits that came out had originally a gun on them.
Where did we see guns in each one of the things before?
In
We've only ever seen
the
the silhouette. We've never seen guns. We've only seen the arms.
no, we've seen leaks.
I've never
we
seen
see-
a leak that showed that they had guns. Or did I? Maybe I did.
Wouldn't know where to find that. But yeah, at least now, yeah, you see them next to the cockpit. Actually, that's the only 2 you see. So what is the purpose of
And
those
you can see
arms then?
you can see the missiles. You can see the missiles on each of those 4 sections. So you see
Oh,
there's 2
yeah.
there, on top and bottom.
The arm and the inside of the
So
arm.
that looks like size 3s. So that's possibly 8 size 3 missiles.
The
There
rest
could be
is-
more.
Yeah.
There could be more inside. We know that there's 2 variants. So there's this one, and then there's a QI variant, quantum induction, obviously. Should be interesting to see what that one is like. But yeah, it's surprising that they didn't bring it out. I would have thought they would have pushed this to get a higher annual figure for their funding.
They could have had problems with it,
Maybe
and so they
maybe.
weren't able to release it.
Jimmy.
So
Maybe because they leaked it so fast that they were pissed off, and he said, "We're going to make you guys wait for it forever."
that could have been, that could have been it, yeah. But I'm curious what it's like as a. Oh, see, there's the hint, 4.0. So it looks likely now that we'll get it at 4.0.
Christmas.
This Shady, it looks like there's only 2 big guns on this variant. As I said, the original concept that leaked out had 4. And
I bet you they're size 5 guns.
Maybe that's a heavy variant then, with the 4 guns.
I bet you they're 2 size 5s.
No, they don't look that big. They look.
If you go back to the image that showed them up close, you should be able to tell what they are.
I say they're size 4s maximum. Probably size 3s. Yeah, they're size 4s. So
now go to the side. There's another one where you get a closer look at the side.
Oh, you can see it there with the cockpit.
Right there. Go back.
So you can see it.
I think those are size 5s.
No, they're size 4s. They're not size 2s.
A heavy fighter with 2 size 4s and size 3 missiles.
Yeah.
Maybe it's very maneuverable.
Maybe.
And I mean, very maneuverable. Possible. It's just.
I don't think those are bespoke weapons. So all we have to do is go.
Those look like
it.
laser cannons.
Yeah, they look like size 5
laser cannons. Yeah. I don't know. Coming to Spectrum 4.0
soon.
Right. But it's not on there.
Another thing. No, it's not on here. Another thing that isn't on here is the MISC Fortune. We did get a misfortune, yeah. It's a misfortune. It didn't appear. But yeah, a quick image appeared of that on the video as well. It's only a single shot. I don't know if you have it or not. Here.
It had some. Wait, was it? Was it one of these? I found these on Reddit.
There was another one here.
These are the Paladin, right?
Where did I post it? Here. It's not a large image, but there you go.
Oh, that, yeah.
So your instinct would say this is a what you call it? Prospector. Jeez, I couldn't get that word out. Some say that it could have been a prospector, and the Fortune is just a variant, really, because everything kind of looks the same. It's difficult to tell because it's quite wavy, but the proportions look very similar to a prospector.
It should be hard to fix, though.
Yeah. Well, if you can fix it.
Well, not right now.
Clearly, we don't have the saddlebags in the center, and the back section looks a bit wider and longer. There appeared to be something coming out the sides. So I'm not sure what they are, and then we have the kind of mining looking head. You can kind of see it on the far left. See, they're sticking out on the far left.
Oh, is that poop hole? Or you mean this?
No, yeah, that. So we saw that in the silhouettes at CitizenCon.
That could be a wing, or a tip. Those, because on the right hand side there, you got that curved fairing right there. Mm-hmm. That could be part of the same thing on the other side.
I doubt it. Not like that. That just. Yeah, that'll be weird if something just stuck out like that. I think there's something there.
It's doing it on the other side.
Yeah. So
Sabertooth.
again, I'm surprised not seeing this. I would have
They
thought
put that on
CIG
the
would have had
episode,
this.
though. Weirdly enough.
Did what
Well,
did he put up?
that came from that came from the episode, right? So they did put it up.
Oh yeah,
there.
but only was for a split second. That's when you were changing channels, and this appeared right in the middle. So, it was a sneak peek, but so yeah, very surprised not to see that at least. But apart from that, it's the usual. In the middle, we have our Star Lancer, which we've already seen. I'm not going to go around it again. It's a big ship, I have to say, that Star Lancer, when you look at it compared to, say, the Starfarer. And look, I didn't even notice the see, there we go. See the way he sits down on the ground and not moving. That's what needs to happen on a cargo grid. You know, you can do it there. Why can't you do it? And there's nothing really. Huh?
No, I said like we spoke about that before as well. Like the fact that so many of the objects that you place down can't really be anchored to anything other than a cargo grid. And if you put something on, say, a table or a cabinet, as soon as you move the ship, it flies all over the place. So
exactly, yeah.
Basically, it would be cool if they took the functionality of a cargo grid and apply that to pretty much any surface that can, that you can set stuff up on the top of, like tables, cabinets.
I can't see why they can't do that. Because
anything that you place down would just snap to it automatically.
Yeah, it should be scalable. So I don't see why they can't do that. It's rather annoying you can't place your items, even like a bottle of water. If you want to put a bottle of water on table.
It's actually kind of funny that you say that about the bottles of water, because some of the ships come with bottles of water by default in, like, say, a cabinet, like a Pisces Rescue. But it's always the case that as soon as you fly that thing away and you check back into the cabinet, everything's flung around.
Exactly. Yeah.
And like, then why did they put that there in the first place? It's not. It actually didn't used to do that in the beginning, because back then I don't think they had that physicality yet. But now it obviously does. You see?
Yeah, I'm guessing this is the same size as the Fortune.
Yeah.
Oops, somebody must be in there.
A vacuum cleaner?
The giant vacuum cleaner?
No, the Fortune.
Oh, yeah.
Because it had like this little thing in the front.
Well, I'm guessing it's the same as the head on the Prospector.
Yeah.
So
salvage.
Maybe that scoots up. There's the cool model again.
Yeah, those are in the cargo section. They have dioramas.
Right, they have bigger ones.
They have both of them.
And the great Hull A, which is probably the best for putting cargo in a ship or on a ship. It's just so easy. But yeah, unfortunately, that's it. There's nothing really special about MISC. Maybe they should have kept the Star Lancer for today instead of blowing it at a CitizenCon. Who knows? Yeah, there's the bigger model. Look at the size of it. I want one CIG. Let me have a model like that. They should sell that in the real world.
The collapsed version. They had one of those on the main show floor at some point, right? So now where now the Star Lancer is. Remember some of the years they had that.
Did they? Oh, okay.
And then they had one of the smaller models in front, with the miniature one. Or look it up.
The next. Oh, look at the pro graphics. Wow.
Oh
Damn.
yeah.
Wow. Okay. I even dropped the setting down to 1080, so that wouldn't happen. Hello.
If upscaling enabled, maybe that's why.
No. I have everything down to normal.
Yeah, that was last year. Look, they had the model in front of the big ass Hull C,
okay.
and the tiny model was standing in front of it on a pedestal like that. Or was that a Hull A? No, it's Hull C. It's kind of nice. And the Hull A there, yeah. Where is there? There are you.
So I could go around this. I think we all know what to expect to see. So should we move on to the IAE shows, because the IAE shows were actually decent.
Oh yeah,
because they were quite meaty and some very important details given. So do you want to talk about that rather than watching me going over this again?
There's no reason to be walking around in the floors. We all know.
We all know it really well.
Yeah, the first episode was about. Let me check the notes. Time to kill, time to disable. Oh, yeah, they had these diorama, these in between shots. It was just funny.
I want them.
And now everybody's like, I want this.
I want that in the game.
But I mean, we already have miniature ships. I'm just what I think they should do is what all the miniature ships we already have. They should make sure they're all just to a specific scale, like 172 or something, so that you can actually do this, so that they can all fit together on a place like this, and like a little diorama, so you can actually
probably
make
not
this.
Because they already have stands for a lot of those.
Well, yeah, but you can take them out of the
that you place
cabinets.
them in.
Yeah, but you can take them out of those. I don't know, and then the character models. It's kind of hilarious, but
like
this seems like something I doubt I will actually know. No, I don't think. It was just fun to make a video, and that's why.
They must give it to us.
I don't think they do that. It's theoretically possible.
I don't want them in real life. I want them in the game.
You know.
Don't give them to us in real life. Put them in the game. I want a diorama in the game.
So hang on a sec. Is this? So this was in the game, wasn't it?
Yes.
Okay. So who was complaining that this was actually in real world? No. Somebody was complaining that Star Citizen was wasting money by creating all this for the real world.
That's because people are stupid.
Was he?
They fucking jump to conclusions. Because
they saw this video. It looks so realistic.
Knee-jerk react.
That's so dumb.
Just knee-jerk reactions. That's what people in the community do. They fucking just like jump to conclusions.
Money by creating these real-world dioramas.
It's like you could just looking at it. The very first look at it, you could tell it was in game. Anyway. That was obviously Lando's brainchild, and I love it.
Right.
Lando, make it happen. I want that in game.
Yeah, so they were talking about.
I'm sorry, one last thing. And if you're going to charge me real money for it, I'll still fucking pay it. All right, back to these guys.
So this was quite meaty.
Time to disable.
So what do we think about this?
They've been talking about it forever.
Yeah, but they never.
Coming.
But they never really
Well,
properly
because
presented it like this,
because they weren't at the point to be able to present it. Now they are. And then wait until you see the second. Did you see the second episode?
Yeah.
They get into real detail about shit.
Yeah. The second
So what did they
episode-
talk about in this one?
Well, this one was
You're the
about the
one that
time
said
to
they didn't
disable
need it.
physical damage, Maelstrom, ship repair, PvP, PvE. Yeah, I think, but basically they're just re-explaining and clarifying some of the stuff you could already kind of gather from CitizenCon, from just this year's CitizenCon, but where they're heading with this, with the whole time to disable and the damage repair, PvP.
They're basically saying bigger ships, harder to kill, harder to disable. Most things are going to be to disable versus destroy, except for fighters. Obviously, because fighters, there's not a whole lot to them, so they get destroyed a lot easier. They want the ships to be around longer. They want people to care about their ships. So you're less likely to, just throw it away like people do now and just reclaim it.
So it will have major consequences if you do that?
Or I don't know if you say major consequences, but there are consequences. Again, we'll have to wait until they roll it out to see. But we all kind of know what they're planning.
I should have watched that. I didn't watch it properly.
Then why did you pitch it?
Because I was hoping for you guys to take over.
No.
I was busy taking images of ships I don't have.
Yeah.
I only
Yeah.
remember half of this anyway. It's like, it's already
Yeah,
lost.
but basically what they were talking about is that they want people to have a tight connection to their ships, and that it's more about disabling than actually destroying. They want people to have that
Mark,
legacy of what the ship has gone through, kind of thing.
this was kind of funny.
Yeah, that was a funny skit.
Considering that, remember they had to shut it down because of the crisis of the CryEngine debacle. Remember the court case that he was showing off the code and all that, and so we had to stop the show because of it.
Yeah,
bug makers.
Yeah, so he would create the bug so that he would have the show. Is what they were kind of making fun of.
Ben
So,
Curtis.
I don't know if any
questions.
know the show. There's a famous British show called Mastermind, where they put you in a spotlight like this and ask you quick-fire questions about a certain subject. So obviously this is dedicated to that. Do we get any good information out of this?
A little bit, yeah. Sorry, he was talking about the PDCs, and the PDCs will obviously be implemented into other ships as well of the same sizes, such as the 890.
All right, well, we've seen
yes.
this 890 and the Phoenix got one. Yeah, you guess any other capital will get the same. Oh, so he's not telling everything. Okay, boo.
Battleships balancing.
Talking about battleship, and we still waiting for the big battleship, the battle cruiser, or wherever it is. Where is that gone?
It's in Squadron 42.
Okay.
Don't worry, we'll get a blueprint for it someday.
Hopefully the next variant of an existing vehicle is probably the Super Hornet. Yeah, obviously, the Mark II.
Oh, good lord. Okay.
Retaliator modules, dropship and habitations. Probably be first
Well,
ones.
all right, we know all that. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, he didn't provide a whole lot
Well, I guess not. No.
of unique information that we didn't already know. These are more just regular. They were loaded questions.
The Connie got a
basically.
Mark 5.
No.
No, but I'll probably get an update, obviously. Caterpillar modules.
Please update the bridge and the center section, CIG. I beg you. The bridge just looks so bad. Oh, the Caterpillar modules. Okay. So he doesn't answer the question there. No, typical. They seem to be really afraid of answering that. Will the Caterpillar be modular?
No, they're not afraid to answer it. They just don't know what modulars components they're going to generate. They're not ready for that yet.
No, I don't think they're even certain they're going to make it modular. Remember, who was it? Gurmark? Was he the one that did it? They
originally planned for it to be modular. Then they started running into problems where they couldn't figure out how to do modularity. Now they've actually managed to do modularity. So it's probably back on the table. The question is, they don't know what modules they're going to create. But he did mention a couple of them in there. So it's going to happen. I just don't know when, and we don't know what.
Okay.
They're just vague because they don't want to make any commitments because the fucking community goes fucking nuts.
I want to see it. All right. So what do we think of this?
I think we threw them a bone.
Well, what's the point? I like to ask. Like seriously,
it looks cool. It's just cool factor. Well, there's probably real armor value to it, so you kind of like
hope so.
An extra 1 or 2 seconds before you explode.
Who knows? Well, when the ballistics come shooting through the glass, maybe it takes a little longer with the armor plating.
Your point of view, you got this absolutely tiny keyhole ahead of you.
That's all you need to see. Where you're going, because you're trying to get the fuck out of Dodge if you got that thing on.
Like, look at this closing. Do we see? I think we see the whole thing, no?
Yeah.
I thought we seen it.
No, that's a different video.
Well, I showed
already
it to
in
you guys.
4.0.
I showed it to you at 4.0.
Oh, was that it? Okay, my bad.
But yeah, it's a tiny little window.
Yeah. Okay. So this is kind of cool. The doors
the cargo
opening.
doors, yeah.
So, but unfortunately, we have the Caterpillar problem here, where you're off the ground and the doors don't drop down.
So they don't go any lower than this?
No, not that. See, the whole thing is supposed to come down, but that's a problem in its own right, because if this is going to drop down, then the door connecting each one will have to close off, and the gantry that goes across, I'm not sure what happens to that. There's some technical issues I'm not sure.
They did this because they need to, one, right? Two,
it gives us some better functionality
to basically shut up the community, because they can't. A lot of them use this ship for cargo running. And they say, I can't do cargo running. I said, well, yes, you can. You can't do the cargo running that will make you tons and tons of money, but you can do cargo running, and you just have to pay for it to get loaded and unloaded. So they did that so that they can now actually put whatever the fuck they want in there and carry around like Weeble eggs, which is like everybody's favorite commodity. But one thing that people haven't noticed, because I haven't seen anybody bitching about it, because people don't pay attention. Can you go back to where the doors open up?
I can grab the video of people doing it.
Actually, this is perfect. Okay, stop right here. Okay. So, you notice all that headspace up there? See how much headspace we got between that and where the door opens?
Yeah.
How are you going to fill that up if the entry's at the bottom?
Well, it's obviously not designed for the larger cargo containers. So let's.
That's basically my point. My point is that you're not going to be able to fully laden that ship properly because those doors don't open and allow you full access to the total height of the ship.
No, well, okay, so it won't allow certain cargo boxes to get in. So obviously 13 SCU.
No, it'll allow. I think you can put a 32 SCU all the way across.
I don't think that will fit in that gap.
Sure will.
We'll see.
If you can put an 8, if you can put an 8 SCU,
okay.
you can put. So yes, you can put that a 32 SCU in there and slide it across. But what I'm talking about is height. Once you start loading out the bottom, and you get close to the doors, that lip doesn't allow you to put anything higher. So
no,
you're stuck putting lower. You can't put things lower.
No, you can. There's a way. You have to push them at the back first, so get it close to the center gantry as you can, and then you can stack them from there.
Yeah, like I said, it's not going to be an easy thing. It's going to be even harder.
It's similar to the.
It's going to be even harder than if you were to just go to the freaking terminal and say, "Load it up for me."
Caterpillar owners will recognize this. This is the same kind of layout.
Caterpillar actually has the whole side open.
Only one side.
So they have the whole side open so that they can stack it from bottom to top. Here, you can't stack it from bottom to top because it gets clipped off.
Yeah, he's talking about that top door, which on the Caterpillar, it opens up with the side door. Like the top flap opens up as well. With the Carrack, it doesn't do that. And it gives you that.
You're going to have to pay some serious Tetris if you want to fully load out one of these containers properly.
So, again, we're missing the point of this. This is not a cargo ship. This is a exploration ship.
Right now, it's a cargo ship.
No,
because there is no exploration in the game. This is a cargo ship. Or a combat ship.
Their modular pods are supposed to be dropped and you fly away. That's the whole point of them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, look at this. Yeah. It's just weird. I'll never complain about the Connie ever again.
Nobody's going to be flying around like this.
If you can fly around with this, then
nobody is going to be flying around with the armor. They're only going to drop the armor if they get into combat and they need to run for it. Or they introduce gameplay that allows for shielding so that you don't get, irradiated or whatever. You're not going to be flying around with that on. I seriously doubt people are going to have that extended. There's no reason for it unless, like I said, you're in combat or there's a gameplay mechanic around radiation or something that you need to have it to protect the people in the cockpit.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a bone. They just throw them a bone. Was it even part of the original concept? I don't remember.
Oh, it was. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But you're right. Yeah, it's blame the community and their whinging. But you showed us this in the concept.
You know what the first thing that people complain about after they did this? Where's my antennas? The antennas don't come out.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
It's like you cannot make the community happy no matter what.
Come and see, RG. Where's my antennas? Where's my pointless thing sticking up in the air? You can see them there.
Is that Foxy? Yeah, that's trying to stick ships and everything in the fucking... It's like the stupidity of this fucking community at times just drives me nuts.
Oh, that's a bit of fun on it for science. Come on, stop it.
That's science.
Did he
Okay.
Ram it in there. Get it in. Come on.
Yeah.
Harder.
I'm going to force the ship in there because I want to make a video that shows that I can get it in there one way or another, and then I can't use it at all in gameplay.
Okay, Merlin, be curious about this one.
Retract the wings. The ship is too high with landing gear down.
Well, that makes it worse sticking up in the air. No, I didn't think so. Go on, ram it in there. Get it in there.
I didn't even bother watching this video because I knew how stupid it was. But
Oh.
I have to ask, did he bother to get a NERSA and blow the tires off and then put it in there?
It doesn't need you can get in the front anyway.
Well, I mean, maybe you want to put something else in the front, so you want the NERSA in the cargo container.
Okay, he got it in. Well done. Can he close the doors? Oh, you got the wheels down. Yeah, no.
Shady, you're right. They do have cat braids. If it's a box, they want to get in it somehow with something.
Ooh, cardboard. Yeah, so you can fit it in the front, so.
Yeah, so now if he puts that there because he needs a fighter, now he's got to put the NERSA in the side thing. So he's because that way he's still. Oh no, why would he? He's got a freaking a bed in the ship. He doesn't need a NERSA.
Yep. No, I don't think that fits. Or it does. Oh, it does. Okay.
Yeah.
Didn't think so.
I don't know why he wants to put it in the front when he's got a perfectly good hanger up top.
Well,
because you can.
Because you can.
Yeah.
Kaboom. He just went straight in. That's funny. 85X? No, you're not going to get that in. That's too fat. It does fit in the front. All right. See, this is why Captain Foxylock it's important to have these people in the community to do the things that we won't bother ever doing. Oh dear. Did the chair actually come out? Wow, okay.
You may have ejected. Obviously, that's what it's designed for, the Pisces.
No.
Shoot the wings off.
Seems too high, isn't it? No, it might still close.
No, I don't think the door is closed with that.
Oh, it's never going to fit there, though.
The reason why I get annoyed with this stuff is because it gives people a false representation of how the ship is meant to be played and used.
Oh, that's on them then, because
and then people fucking like get all bent out of shape when it doesn't do what they're expecting it to do because someone did it on YouTube.
Yeah,
and they blame CIG. And that's why I get twisted. when they take a Polaris and they stick 20 Furies in the hangar up top, where it's like there's like no room to move, and then all of a sudden someone tries to fucking take off or two, and they all cause a cascading explosion within the ship and take it out. You're right, Shady. It is a tradition. It's just I'm over the tradition. It's like that tradition where you always have to go to dinner with your parents for Thanksgiving, and you're like, I'm done. I don't want to do it anymore. That's kind of the way I feel about if it fits, it sits. Shit.
The truth is, he's just a grumpy old fart. That's all he is.
Yeah, I'll own that too.
Oh, we did it. Oh, okay.
It's inside, but now what?
Yeah, launch it when you need it in a hurry.
All right, so there you go. A fleet of Furies can be fitted inside that.
Yeah.
You have to park it backwards so it can fly out forward.
Beep, beep, beep,
yeah.
Beep.
Yeah, if you don't get blown up before you get out of there.
Yeah, this pretty much just shows you that probably no ship fits properly in there. It's not supposed to be for any ship anyway, but probably would fit is vehicles, bikes, the smaller vehicles that I mean. I don't even think it's too high. The rock is it's not gonna work. And he's trying it anyway. It's like no way.
No, you're right, Shady. You're absolutely right.
You can't even drive it up there. So you can see you already parked it on a hillside so that there's a bulge below his ship so you can still drive up to the cargo grid, but you're not supposed to be reaching that anyway.
No. That's a no. Okay. But somebody has to try.
Yeah, but the hover
Shady,
vehicles can bridge
will,
that gap.
I will default to Wee's assessment of me. I'm just a grumpy old man. We'll just leave it at that. And let the community continue
See,
to do
this
if
should
it fits,
fit,
it
but
fits.
you can't drive it up there. It's the whole problem every time.
Yeah, no ramp. Yeah. But the original concept had this on the ground. So this is, still hanging up in the air. So this is what I would like to know from CIG is where they're going to go with the modularity of this.
Eventually, they're going to have it where it goes down and stuff like that. They're just throwing the community a bone. It's like, okay, here, you're open. Take this for now until we have the time to do it correctly.
Dragonfly.
So they're just throwing them a bone.
Would you not think they have some kind of idea of where they're heading?
Yeah, they know where they're heading. But
yeah,
that's
so tell
them.
us then. Tell us
No,
everything. We want to
why?
know everything.
No.
Tell us all. We
Because
demand.
then we're gonna be freaking demanding a date.
No, we won't be asking when.
We
just
do
like
that
to
all the
know what
time.
the gameplay is going to be like.
The gameplay is like,
This is
whatever
the premier exploration ship.
No, the Odyssey is.
The Odyssey's not. No, that's
Odyssey's the premier ship for exploration.
That's just a fat miner.
No, it is the premier ship. The Carrack is outdated, needs to be retired.
What the?
It's in the water.
Oh. So what we're going to have here? Launching boats?
Yeah, maybe.
Probably.
You can submerge right from there.
CIG, where are boats?
Oh yeah, that's
I want a boat now.
And drop your boat from there and then slide it into the water.
Well, you can activate it underwater.
That's hilarious.
Steel Team 6 confirmed.
Yes, we were kind of still on the IAE show, but yeah.
Yeah, we got sidetracked there.
Now we've got episode 2. So there's episode 1. Episode 2 was with that intro. We already seen that. Okay, so episode 2. Misk, Mirai.
Prospector. Interesting that they did a showcase about this. I'm not sure why.
Well, if you go back to the beginning of that segment, go back to the beginning of the Prospector segment. If you go back a little bit before that.
Nope. This is a variety show of the
there,
Guardian.
Right there. Did you see the Drake?
No.
Wait for it. Wait for it. There it is.
The Vulture.
Right.
Okay.
The Vulture.
Okay. Oh, the
So they had the Vulture.
Okay. The Vulture.
Right. Mining. Salvage, and then they show you the Fortuna, or Fortune. Not the Fortuna. And then they show you the Prospector. So they're laying it out for you.
That's an old video
of how they all tie together.
Amazing.
Don't know how the whale comes into play, but maybe we can salvage the whale.
Isn't that the vlogger?
Yeah, that was the vlogger.
Right. Yeah.
The in-lore vlogger that does the touring. They're amazing. Look at me. Woo.
Yeah. So they basically connected the dots from Vulture to Prospector to Fortune.
Yeah,
it is probably this ship alone is actually quite surprising how good this ship actually is. Like, you can make a lot of money from this.
Was it mentioned, Shady? I don't remember hearing anything.
Was mentioned?
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. He did. He mentioned the fortune. That's right. If you had the subtitles, you would have been able to see that. But hey, that's correct. He did.
Yeah, okay, I believe it. Oh, there,
Oh,
yeah.
there was.
The prospector like the MISC fortune in every offering from the MISC line of industrial vehicles blends form and function into practical prosperity. Oh, this is basically an ad. And he says are available for perusal on this year's IAE show floor. But the fortune is not.
They were planning on having the fortune there, but apparently they didn't.
Perusal. Okay. Today I learned a new word.
Yeah. Perusal. You can peruse on the show floor. Yeah, capital ship combat. They talk about shield emitters and boarding and such like that. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah,
all the capital ships are going to have like separate shield emitter components that connects to the big capital size shield generator.
So they're basically saying that capital ships combat is layered and tiered, and it's not just going to be the one that shows up with the most guns is going to win kind of thing. So they actually went into how you can take down, or what are the steps towards maybe eventually taking down a capital class ship, where you're going to have to use the ion to get the shields down so that you can bring in the inferno so that they can shoot through the hull to destroy the emitters, to end up destroying the so that way you can shoot down the PDCs and so on and so forth. So they basically gave you a nice view into how difficult it is supposed to be to take down capital ships. And it's a group effort. It's not just one ship that's going to do it all.
But I want to solo it.
Good luck. Have fun.
I'm very happy to hear that it will be a group effort.
Yeah, that's how they will make this into sort of an end game activities, where taking on or even using a capital ship yourself won't simply be some easy task, and you just hire a bunch of NPCs or bring a bunch of friends. No, you got to really be knowledgeable about what your ship can do and how you operate it. And even if you, and at the same time, when you try and attack a capital ship, you have to know what steps to go through to disable certain parts of the ship so you can attack it better or you can board it. Of course, that has to do with the PDCs. You can disable the PDCs before you can do that. You have to weaken the shield emitters on that side of the ship so you can punch through it, or you can use ballistics or whatever. You just have to be really tactical and really in stages. You take out their defenses first so you can punch through the shield and you can board it and attack it on foot and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, they said that they actually pointed out to the one scene in Squadron 42 where it's like they actually told Cal, hey, your guns are not going to be able to take down the shield emitters. And he was like, yeah, you're right. And then that's when he flipped around and shot the blade or whatever, and then had it crash into the emitter itself, because there's no way he was going to do it with his thing, which peel the layers off, and then now they were able to shoot the torpedoes and get through without worrying about the shields, absorbing a lot of the damage. Because you saw what happened with the shields with the Bengal, right? Remember, they took the hit and they lowered their shields more so than what it really was, and then they powered it up when they were going to shoot the main gun, and how it helped to deflect the
they did it as a bait
shot.
so the Vandal could target them instead.
Yeah. So it bounced a lot of that off. Unfortunately, it took out their engine and fucked them up, but that's besides the point. So again, got to know how to get through the different onion layers, as Shady said, to be able to defeat the actual ship. Yep.
So, is this not going to be problematic for most players then?
It's
How so?
definitely a group effort.
Okay,
100%.
so
There's no way you can do that.
If you have a group, then they will clearly be the dominant entity within that region.
Absolutely. That's how it's supposed to be.
But that doesn't mean that single solo players are getting blown out of the water by all these people in their capital ships, because I'm pretty sure that capital ship players won't engage solo players anyway, because, well, at least not as much, because they're puny and they cost them way too much to interact or to even deal with them in the first place.
I mean,
if you have a capital ship,
capital ships are supposed to be expensive,
and they're taking on other capital ships or other large targets, not solo players.
Yeah, you're not going to be
have
seeing
other things to do.
Right now, you're seeing all the Polarises flying around, and they're just like willy-nilly fucking throwing torpedoes out left and right. That's not going to happen in the future, right? So in 4.0, they're doing a rebalance of all the pricing, right? People have not, it has not sunk into people's heads yet. I did see a streamer that finally realized that the commodities have been adjusted in 4.0, and he's flipping out because his profit margin tanked. Because he's trying, he went and he looked at the prices in 4.0 for him to sell, and he's like, hey, this is great. But then he didn't look at how much it was to buy. And it's like their profit margins are, he's trying to do it between 3.23 and 4.0 and stuff. And it's like, I could make this much money. And then he goes into it again. He's like, oh no, that they're not making near as much money as they were before. Things are more expensive. The missions you get, the payouts seem to be better, but I don't know if you're going to be making as much money, because now you have to spend more money for the things that you weren't spending so much money on before, right? In my organization, people were saying, yeah, I buy 100 freaking clips of ammo. You're not going to be doing that anymore, because you went from, five UEC for a clip to 200 for a clip. You're not buying 100 fucking units anymore, right? The A2 bombs, the MOBAs, it would cost you 10K, maybe 50K, 40K to reload it. Now it's 2.5 mil to reload it for only 4 bombs. The Polaris missiles, 28 of them, 14 million. All right? To jump from, or not even to jump, just using your hydrogen fuel on a Polaris to get out of atmosphere and maneuver a little bit and then land on the space station, over a K to reload. Just to get into this fucking space station to just reload the hydrogen fuel. The quantum fuel, that went up too. You're going to be paying tons of money for everything has gone up. So you're not going to be flying around in a Polaris just for the sake of flying around to aggravate people.
What was it? Somebody was complaining, I think, that they had to pay 1.7 million to repair their ship.
That's just barely scratching the surface. I decided to do what a person told me. Just sit in my Polaris and let the PDCs do the work. So I did that. I went, to do a bounty hunting mission. It was against the Mustang. And I was getting shot up, and I'm like, why am I getting hit? And I go, oh, I'm still in nav mode. So I turned off the nav mode. Finally, my shields went back up, and they shot him. I barely took any damage. And I mean, I don't even think I even could see the damage on the hull of the Polaris. And it was already over a K. Just the repair, the 2 or 3 shots that it did to me. I'm like, people just are not ready for the sticker shock when they go to 4.0.
It don't stick.
It'll stick.
It can't stick because that's
It'll
not fun.
stick.
To
It'll
go there
stick.
and sit in your ship and let your ship do all the killing because it's too expensive to fire. That's moronic.
It's a capital ship. It's supposed to be expensive.
That's not my point.
It's going to stick.
There's no way.
You are not going to be just throwing torpedoes because you feel like throwing
I
torpedoes.
agree with that, but we're not talking torpedoes. I'm talking. You said you didn't want to shoot your guns. You just sat there and let your point.
Oh no, that was just taking advantage of the PDCs. What I was getting at is that I took very little damage, and the price of repair was high.
Yeah, I got that. But the scenario you gave didn't sound fun at all.
No, it's not. That was an exploit. I was exploiting a game mechanic.
Yeah, but I guess what I'm saying is if they continue down this price range to where people where they'd rather sit in a ship and just let their ship shoot rather than spend time playing the game and using their ship because it costs too much money, that sounds to me like they're ruining their game.
It's called exploits and meta gameplay. People do it all the time.
I wouldn't call that an exploit though. That's just what the ship's made to do.
Okay, so it's an advantage. Why not do it then?
It's an advantage, yeah.
I got a capital ship. If I'm going to go do missions where I'm going up against single fighters, I'm just taking an advantage of them.
I mean, I kind of did the same thing back when the eclipses were untraceable by NPCs, and you could kill the NPCs from a mile off and one-shot them because they wouldn't try to evade. You know, I did that a little bit, and it didn't take very many missions, and I was like, this just isn't fun enough to play. But,
yeah, Shady, when they do the white, people are going to be fucking raging.
Why? Why would you want to create a game that makes everybody mad at your game? That doesn't make sense to me.
No, that's not the fault of the developers. That's the fault of the people not paying attention. It was always clear what capital ships were supposed to be like, but people just go, "Oh, I'm going to buy this and I'm going to solo it and I'm going to have just me and a million NPCs." You know. So.
I mean, the thing is everything's been underpriced forever. They're used to it. That's the problem. They don't understand that we are now at a point where they actually have to balance the economy, and that's what they're doing. And by balancing the economy, it's raising prices because things were so underpriced to begin with that when they get into the game, they're so used to making millions of dollars or millions of credits in less than an hour that now they're not going to be able to do that, and they're going to flip out.
Well, let me ask you this question. I know you don't know this answer. No one does. But just give me your opinion. What you would expect. How much would you expect a missile to sell for when the game goes live? And how much would you expect to be able to make as a player playing the game, say, in a day?
So the missiles right now for the torpedoes for the Polaris are 500,000 in 4.0. They're $500,000
each.
Yeah.
And there's 28.
When you do missions, you're depending on the mission, right? There's different payouts. Some are in the tens of thousands and some are in the hundreds of thousands. But the ones that are in the hundreds of thousands are going to take time and effort. and it may be more than an hour to be able to get just that 100,000.
So a guy would, as it going now, you're saying it's feasible. I mean, it's reasonable to say that a guy would have to go out and play the game for 5 hours, grinding money to be able to pull the trigger one time in a ship.
Yeah.
Who's
Mhm.
going to do that?
The people that really want to use that ship and pull that trigger.
So
That's moron. That's just
You act like
the key-
grinding is a bad thing, but some people love
Grinding
doing
is
that in
part of
games.
gaming.
It's part of the
Yeah,
games.
can't-
Because
I can't
that was the
stand
dumb
missions.
thing that I saw with that post on Reddit too. But that someone was like, "Oh, a note to everybody: don't grind for money because we know it's going to be
get
wiped with
yeah.
4.0." And I'm like, "Yeah, but you've been grinding all this time already anyway. It's part of the game. So if you don't like grinding, don't do it at all. So why say don't do it because it's going to get wiped? We already knew it's going to get wiped anyway.
Yeah.
So
I mean, if nothing else, now is the time to do everything,
and they act like
because
it's a
there are
chore
no
to grind.
consequences.
It's a game.
Right? Do whatever the fuck you want and experiment,
Yeah, doesn't
because
matter.
when it's going to get wiped, it's not going to matter.
It's
That's
have
why
fun.
I went and I did the thing with the Polaris. I went and I tried it. I said, okay, yeah, not my thing, but I wanted to try it. I wanted to see how effective it is,
By
that
the
kind
way,
of
here
stuff.
this last part of the episode 2, the IAE show about the Polaris, since we're on that anyway. They mentioned the PDCs and the fact that they are intended to work to only fire at missiles that have a target lock on you. But that means that if you dump fire missiles towards the Polaris, the PDCs won't fire at it.
Correct.
If you're
Actually,
standing still.
Foxy Loxy did release a video about that just a little while ago, where they did dump fire torpedoes at an Idris.
Are we working with the assumption that we will be able not now, not anytime soon, but someday be able to make our own ammunition, such as bullets, such as
Yes.
missiles, and such as torpedoes?
They said that's
Yes,
a
that's
crafting thing,
where
right?
the
Yeah.
blueprints come into play.
More
Okay,
grinding.
well, good. So therefore, if the torpedoes are around 500,000,
Size 10
obviously player-made torpedoes will have maybe attributes that maybe tier 1 torpedoes, maybe they can evade quicker, maybe they're faster, more explosive payload, stuff like that. So obviously they're going to
and more-
cost a little bit more.
And more importantly, they're going to be cheaper. It should be cheaper to craft it overall than it is to buy it out of shops.
Yeah, but you need
So-
materials, and you need to gather.
Right.
Yeah, but all that
true.
overall still should be cheaper than buying it from the shops.
I
Yeah,
don't
so-
know about that. I don't know. I mean, if it gets if you're going to go through all this rigmarole to have a blueprint, to have a torpedo that has more attributes, to have more aptitudes, more that's better than the regular store-bought one. Are you going? I don't know. I simply don't know. That's when the player, the maker
Well,
of the
having-
torpedo should have some more some common sense.
Having the ability to make your own ammo, right, could be
It's
cheaper
sweet.
in the long run than going out and buying it, right? Because
True.
all I have to do is gather 3 resources and then stick it in my product thing and have it produce it, right? So if I'm able to find the resources quickly, good quality stuff, right, and get enough that I can whip out 28 in no time at all, that's more beneficial to me, because it's more time versus credit. So, and if I'm enjoying gathering the resources, then that's my gameplay and I'm enjoying it, right? And then if, let's say, I happen to be able to make more than the ones that I need because I'm in a guild that plays smart and doesn't just lob a torpedo at everything, I can make excess and then I can sell them and make money that way, right? And probably make more money selling the torpedoes because it doesn't take me as much to gather the resources. So it really, this is what Star Citizen is all about.
1.7.
It's all about the sandbox and being able to do everything or anything.
Bargain.
And so, you figure out what works for you and what makes the best gameplay for you. It's, people are still too hung up, and Katie and I were talking about earlier about the meta. It's like I have to have this ship, I have to have these weapons, I have to have this much money to succeed in the game, and it's like, no, not really. You need to play the game with the intent of doing what you want to do to have fun, and hope that you don't have a lot of dicks interfering with that
Kill
fun.
people.
I mean,
If that's all you want to
glad.
do, then you just go to a bunker and you just go in there and you just start spraying bullets.
Oh, I'm kidding.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. We
I don't
know
like
someone
that
who's
kind of- I
all
don't
about meta gameplay.
Yeah, I don't like that kind of killing. I like team combat stuff. I want to be part of the big battles. That's what I want to be. Yeah. And don't get me wrong, that infantry style, if it's a team combat kind of a situation, yeah, that's cool too. Just to go there and sit and camp somewhere and shoot some sucker in the back, that's not my stuff.
So there's a thing that we need to talk about here, and the community is not talking about it. Capital ships are not designed for solo gameplay. It has always been designed for an organization. Always.
Well,
So you
look,
need an org to properly run them.
let me throw something in there though. What about all the talk about having crew, NPC crews to do this? Because we were told that in the beginning we would be able to have.
Okay?
Well,
So
well, yeah,
let's wait. So
It's
let's
played.
just say that we do get the NPCs, right? They say there we are going to get them, right? That's an added cost. They don't come free. You have to pay them.
Unless you bought an extra game pack and then you get
No.
the free.
You still have to pay for the crew because
That was what we were told.
you still have to pay them. Otherwise, they get disgrunted. So you're still going to have to, and you're not gonna buy 10 different, well, unless you want to. You want to buy 10 packages to have 10 separate crew members. You can do that.
4 extra ones.
But I don't know if I still think you have to pay them.
I knew it was a gamble because it was never really clear what their intentions were, but they did hint around that something like that would be possible.
Yeah, but
So
you still have to pay them.
No, I don't think you have to pay for them.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I think you have
gotta
to
feed
maintain them.
Yeah, you got to feed them. You got to let them rest.
You got to keep the morale up and stuff like that, because when you bring them in, they're autonomous. They are no longer under your personal control unless you're dual boxing. So
they're going to take orders.
They're going, So they're basically autonomous. You give them orders and stuff, but you basically are going to have to engage with them like they are an MP, like any other NPC.
Sure.
So there's going to be a cost associated with that. It's not going to be a freebie.
Yeah, I agree. And if they still could make it, for the last thing I heard was they're probably going to scrap that altogether because it's such a resource hog on the servers and stuff that they're going to go to blades instead of NPC crew.
Well, blades were always part of the thing, but the blades only really apply to turrets.
Correct.
So if you don't want people, if you're flying in that Carrack right there, right? You have a couple of turrets and you don't have any people manning them. You stick a blade in them, and now they'll work. But that's all they do.
Right.
You still have to do everything else. If you're under fire, you now have to get out of the fucking cockpit, out of the driver's seat, and you got to go replace that fuse because you don't have anybody unless you have an NPC.
This is a 4.0 footage, by the way, so apparently there is a Neta test running, right?
Yeah, 4.0 is currently running right now.
And look, somebody made a time lapse of those clouds moving.
And this didn't stop their character from shaking.
Well, the cameras don't. The cameras don't stop shaking.
No,
unfortunately,
no, you can't.
The wind's blowing him around, and you're seeing it in fast motion, so it looks like it's moving a lot more than it is.
Well, after the show, tell me how you stop the cameras from shaking, because I don't know how to do that. But anyway, without an add-on.
No, it's in the first section in your options, the very top, all about camera shakes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because it can be sometimes nauseating, I find.
Oh, absolutely, I agree 100%. So anyway, the economy is going to
see the rings going through the clouds,
screw people up.
Oops.
that a rainbow? Is that really a rainbow? Is
No,
that
it's
there?
the rings. It's
No.
not supposed to show
The
through the
rings?
clouds.
Okay.
Yeah.
As a graphical bug, basically. It's supposed to show behind the clouds. It does do that during the
Well, you're not
day, though, but
Yeah.
somewhat.
Has anybody heard about Tony Z yet?
It doesn't exist.
I've literally been searching the obituaries.
Tony
for
Z is still alive. He works at CIG. He's director of live.
How do you know that?
He's PU
Because
director, yeah.
because I went to CIG website and I looked him up, and
Yeah.
he's listed there as one of the officers.
Just seems also
Um,
strange.
Sometimes people just don't want to be in front of people. Sometimes.
Well, that's not him though. That guy, all he wants to do is talk in front of people. Not all
I
he wants to
don't
do,
know.
but he really enjoys it. Before I really knew anything about the guy, I would watch like 10 for the Chairman, and then Tony Z would be on at one time, and Chris is there, and Chris starts talking, and Tony Z just barreled over top of him. Every time Chris took a breath, Tony Z would just barrel over top of him. And I was getting upset. I was like, dude, shut your mouth. Let Chris talk. It was before I realized, that Tony Z was pretty far up there. But still, yeah, Tony Z likes to talk.
He probably did that to get Chris out of potential trouble. So yeah.
Yeah, Chris has a habit of going on
I know.
a bit.
Yeah, they had to pipe him down a little bit.
So we have the rest of IAE going on till December 5th.
5, yeah.
Yep, December. Yeah, late this year.
What's up with the Mirai ship? The Mirai
It's
Guardian?
longer.
It's coming out in 4.0.
You already covered that.
Oh, okay. I
Um,
wondered. I thought, okay. I thought it was supposed to be on IE. Is it just not ready, or they just didn't never intend for it to be here?
we don't know.
Probably
Yeah.
didn't
Okay.
intend it.
Gotcha.
Pyro 4. Is it? Yeah.
Oh, this is the one that goes around the Power of 5. Ooh, we
So
killed.
now that we have all of the
That's cool. That
patches
makes sense.
out for 3.2.4, I don't think they're going to do another dot patch. We are on the road to 4.0.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that there's no indication at all that there is.
They're
something
still
else.
having a lot of issues with the jump points
Hmm.
remaining stable. So that's a problem. I would highly recommend to anyone, once you get access to the PTU, if you can put it on your computer without having to obviously leave live. The more people we get on PTU for testing, the better.
EP. Yeah, EP
I can't emphasize that enough because, I mean, we all know that even if we have open PTU, people are just going there to go check out Pyro. They're not going there to do any testing and stuff. But it will give us some load testing, but it will not be the same as if we were to go live. So when we go live, that shit is going to fucking break regardless. But the more people we can get on PTU before that, the better. Because it may help us find that one bug that won't get us to fucking hell when they release it.
Well, I appreciate the effort, dude, but I'm not testing for free. I'm not doing their job. I've paid enough for this game. That's totally how I feel. I don't enjoy it, so it's not fun to me to be in there. So, yeah, I've tested for other games and got burnt out.
Yeah, that's
That's
fair
a
enough.
tough way to go. You got to be a special kind of person to do that and stick with it
You're special.
for free.
yes.
For free.
Special, special, so special, special.
Pyro 5.
Are we on Pyro 5? Or
No,
we're
we're looking at Pyro 5 from one of the moons of Pyro 5.
Okay.
Yeah, because Pyro 5's a gas giant, right?
It's difficult to tell sometimes.
Pyro 5 is a
the-
moon. Is itself.
The lods, the lods are weird around that gas giant. Yeah, it's a nice, pretty picture.
From Reddit. It's from that dude. Grubbery.
So, are we intending to get something at IAE? Did we get what we wanted so far?
mean,
We
buying
will later on.
I was actually almost about to buy an Intrepid, but then I was like, no. I mean, I liked all the extra features, and that's probably just because it's brand new. Like you said earlier,
Yeah.
like it has all the newer features, and something like the
Mhm.
Avenger, which was my first pledge ship, by the way. It includes my game package and Squadron 42. I've
You
never
still have
touched
that
and I've never
package?
upgraded. Yeah, I've never done anything with it. It's
Don't
actually
touch
still
it. Leave it alone.
it's actually still Stalker, and I am thinking of making it a Titan because the bounty hunting pods. I don't know what to do with them, and they're, to be honest, I kind of wish they were modular and you could just take them out, or you could take half of them
Well,
out.
they were supposed to be, but
Yeah.
who knows when they actually take the Titans and they make them gold standard components, who knows what they'll do.
Yeah, but like
Yeah,
we touched
I
on earlier, I'm hoping the Avenger will get that update pass and will make more useful, even with some interior improvements.
Mm.
It still has a bed, which is kind of useful. So I'd hate
Yep.
the ship, and it has 3 guns and a size 3. And
Don't you want to be a bounty hunter?
I could do that, yeah, sure.
I mean,
But it'd be nice to have the option to take him out if you need to.
Yeah, but
Oh, absolutely.
if you have
Yeah.
if you have the Stalker with all the pods, it has 6 pods, right? Which
6 or
I mean,
8, something like that.
you can imagine, like, you don't need to use all of them, and you can use the freed up space for cargo.
So
if
I
you're like half
remember,
a half.
I remember one of the vertical slices for Squadron. They had the Advocacy Avenger floating
Advocacy,
around,
yeah.
and you saw the character EVA through it, and in there was only 2 prison pods. And so that's when I said, "Oh, cool, that'd be cool, and you can take the others out." No, it was probably done specially for a Squadron, but yeah, it needs to have that needs to be an option to be able to take it out and just use it for a bit of cargo and maybe a couple of pods. Because you're going to need to bring equipment and tools, weapons, etc. So you might need to bring a 1 SCU box that you can slot in there so you can do that. And then have a couple of pods, because you're not going to be capturing 6 people at a time. You're probably only going to capture 1 or 2. And so, yeah, it would be nice if you had that modularity to take things in and out. So I would hold on to that Stalker.
Oh, we didn't cover this.
So this is the last day. This is what I was leading to by asking the questions about, what you're getting in IAE. So the last ship day is Anvil. That's on the 30th of November to the 1st of December. And we got this frame in between a couple of the ads in the first IAE show. And what we're seeing here, it's probably safe to say this is the Paladin. The
looks like
Anvil gunship.
Pretty flat thing.
Yeah, I think the other one's a Hammerhead, I think, or what's left of it.
Oh.
But this, it's a weird, because there's another image. Is it the same? I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's the same profile on the front. Pretty sure it's
sure? I don't know.
That wing on the side, let's see here.
I think it's just 2 of the same ship.
Is it? All right.
And it has
I thought.
I don't know, I swear
that's
black dot there. That's this thing.
You sure? I'm not sure. I'm still thinking it's a Hammerhead.
It's
but
too
anyway.
similar. I don't. No, it's too short for a Hammerhead. I think.
Yeah. No, well, it's difficult to tell. See, this is a weird. So we're looking kind of
Constellation
on the port side, looking backward. Look at the back of it. So the back is at the far right.
Oh.
And because you can see the guns pointing forward.
I thought
so that's the big. Yes, yeah, so
I thought the constellation, because I thought this was the front, and that kind of looks like a constellation with its engines there, which isn't even an Anvil ship.
Because I'm going Connie though.
Yeah, I'm going by the guns pointing forward.
Yeah, obviously
when it's landed. So, yeah, I think it's a weird kind of thin back section, and then this big bulky section up front. There's like that big gun turret. There's 2 at the sides. And then I think there's 2 at the back at the top section. It's difficult to say around there.
Yeah, like right in the middle of the ship.
There seems
No,
like
there.
smoke coming off of it, but
No, sorry, go back, go left, up.
Yeah, like
up.
right in the middle of the ship,
Oh,
right
this?
there.
There. I think that's a gun.
It is. It's got the shadow on the building. The most of what you're seeing is a shadow. If you look right above that shadow line, you can see the barrel.
So I think there's smaller turrets there on the far side.
Yeah.
And then there's, as I said, there's ones I think on the side of the ship. I think we see better at the previous image that there's guns on the side.
yeah. I see a pew pew coming from it.
Yeah.
So
it's difficult to with this. It's such a bad.
Is this an
image.
underhang
Looks like it's a drop
cockpit?
ship.
I think
like a
this
drop
is
ship.
very. This kind of looks similar to a Valkyrie.
Yeah.
Well, it is supposed to be a gunship.
Yeah, but the Valkyrie is also a drop ship.
I'm guessing you're going to get similar front engines like the Valkyrie as well, the big grill sections of it. That's what it kind of feels like. But yeah, this is going to be a powerful ship. And if we're going to go...
Especially for the first 6 months.
So we're looking around, what, 750? Because that's what the Hammerhead is.
You think it's going to be that big?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It indicates, the hologram indicates that it is the similar length to a Carrack.
Holy cow! I thought it was supposed to be like a heavy gunship, like a fighter, heavy fighter.
No, a proper competitor to the Hammerhead.
Really?
Yeah. You see,
the Valkyrie is too small. It's only $375. The Hammerhead is $725.
So yeah, around 725, 750, I think.
The Carrack. Yeah, 600.
6? Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, okay.
So this is the big surprise that we're getting at the end. They always give a big ship, and this is going to be this year. Again, players need to realize that
It'll be 3 years before they see it.
don't know, maybe soloing it is not going to be an option.
Obviously not.
Well, if it's all turrets, then we could put blades in it.
Yeah. If you're going to come up against a fleet of actual players rather than NPCs, then you're screwed.
Oh yeah.
If you're NPCs, then yeah, you might get away with it.
Well, dude, I'm not a fan of hired NPCs. I'm not a fan of blades or point defense. I wish it was all player based type stuff.
Yeah.
I'm a people person. I like playing with people. If I'm going to play a game by myself, I'm going to go out and do something else.
I understand that, but a lot of players are not going to be like that, and so they're going to be a bit lazy.
A lot of people prefer not playing with other people. The only reason why I played WoW for 10 years is because I was with a group of 20 people that played it, and we all stayed together for that whole time. And I just,
Smart
as soon as everybody
blades.
started quitting, I just lost interest in the game.
So just to go also an Anvil, so we're getting the other Mark II Hornet variations, the Ghost and the Tracker.
And the Ghost, yeah.
No, that's the Guardian anyway. So
and the Terrapin Medic, which we don't have.
Oh yeah, but that's right. We're getting the Terrapin.
They haven't even peaked that. They've never.
Oh no, it was on the Space Hawk thing.
Oh,
show.
Well, whatever. We've seen it in last. The PTO was in last week.
You saw Jimmy standing in front of it.
Oh
so
yeah.
Oh,
whatever.
Yeah, but again, we we've all seen it. What do you think of the paint? We haven't actually seen it yet. We won't get it until December the 1st. I don't know. Some people are really whinging badly about
this
it.
Was in some comment.
I am tired of
nice,
purple.
rich color.
This was actually in the email. We've already seen this. This is official.
Yeah.
This is official image. Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's nice. In
It's
days
as,
of
it's
It's
as
okay. At
ugly
least
as
at least it's not that
the first batch that they gave us.
in
it's not a
days of
completely
old,
saturated color paint.
the color purple was a very rare coloring, and people
Yeah, and
paid a
apparently
lot of
now
money.
it's not rare at all. It's very common because you see it everywhere and everything,
Even here,
and it's blah.
Yeah, only $4. $4.
$3.50.
You $3.50. All right, you buy now. $3.50.
Oh, but what is a spoiler? Are these? Oh, look, it's Frieza.
Again, blah.
Isn't
Can I
there?
make
Isn't
a
it?
comment on the Intrepid? Because
Go on.
when Rillum was talking about it, I really agreed with him. I was considering getting it. I was super excited because I like anything Crusader, or I liked anything Crusader. And even when I seen it, and I was watching all the videos, and everybody was ragging on it like crazy. I'm like, you guys are all overreacting. You're overreacting. It's not really that bad of a ship.
No,
But
I think
it's a nice little ship. But the thing is because it only has that one, it's so underpowered with a gun, and it really isn't a great cargo option. I mean, yeah, it's got those two little landings, which is kind of cumbersome, if you ask me. You know, it's nice egress points, but I got up and I walked around it and everything. And the best part about that ship was exactly what I don't want to do in Star Citizen, and that's roleplay.
okay.
Get up and go down and sit and make yourself a cup of coffee and look at the wall by yourself while you're drinking a cup of coffee in a space game.
Yeah.
It was cool, you know, but it didn't let you do gameplay. It was like an RV. RVs don't have any guns. They don't haul cargo. They don't climb hills. You know, there's nothing exciting about an RV. RV just takes you someplace that's fun, and then all your fun happens outside the RV. That's what I felt with that game was that ship. The more I walked around it there in the hall.
I think as an introductory ship, it's not bad at all. If you're a new player, I think it's quite attractive to it.
I
So-
think that's a perfect spot for it. Other than the fact that it for an introductory ship, you got to have an option with some guns. That's too much a part of this game. You got to have some option with some guns. It needs a little more firepower.
No, well, maybe compared to others, but I think it's fine. I think it's a fine ship. You don't have to. That's the thing now. We have plenty of options now.
Is there any
Um,
starter ship you would take that over if you're going to go run some kind of a flying combat mission?
Well,
A
see,
starter
that-
combat
But the
mission?
thing
We
is,
see-
it's not meant to be a combat ship. It's meant to
Well,
be
Well,
a
no, I get that.
cargo ship.
Oh,
So
I
I'm
get
not
that.
going to take, if I'm going to be doing cargo, I'll take that over
That's
an
not my
Avenger
point.
because I'm not going to be doing combat.
yeah,
That's
it
not my
depends.
point. And if my point is, like he
You
said,
just asked me, why would I take it over if I'm not going to be doing combat? Why would I take that? I'm not
no,
doing combat.
I didn't ask that. I said, is there any ship that you would take it over if you were going to go do some type of a starter combat mission?
It's not a combat ship, so I wouldn't be taking it. If I'm going to be doing combat, I'll get something else.
You don't get to rewrite my question.
No, I am answering your question. You're saying why would I take that over any other
Well, I
ship that's
didn't
going to be
say
doing
that.
combat? I'm not going to be doing combat. I'm going to be doing hauling. So I'm going to take that ship over a ship that does combat.
I get all that.
All right,
We're
okay.
talking about it being somebody's starter ship where they don't have anything else. This is the point of this point.
Well,
Exactly.
Well, then pick an Avenger. There we go. To answer your
If
question.
I'm going to be doing combat, I'll take the Avenger. If I'm not going to be doing combat, I'll take the Intrepid.
But now you have two of them.
No, I'll only have to take one because I'm not going to be doing combat. I'm going to be doing
Right.
cargo. I'm going to take the Intrepid.
Anyway, paints on December the 1st. Nice, pretty royal color. Get them while you can.
Well,
As
you have to have
regarding
the
those,
ships.
yeah, you have to have the ships. Yeah, I think you've up to the 5th. I think. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think you have to get
they're
it.
still like every year. They're being they're not always being very clear about what exact variants are eligible to get the paints. Now they did specify if you have. Where's the information? I put it on the wiki just because we have the verification. Some of them the devs commented in the announcement post on Spectrum itself. So regarding the F8C Lightning, If you have the executive edition, you also get the paint and the poster. For the spirits, all of them, right? The variants, the A1 and the E1.
No, I thought only the C1 gets it.
Really?
Yeah.
That may have been wrong then.
No, because I remember this year be the first time I don't have all the paints.
But the paints, the paints are cross variant. Usually, the paints always work on all of them.
I think it's only in ships that are very similar to each other.
The spirits, all the paints of the spirits work on all of them, right?
Yes,
they currently have.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
but it may just be a difference of the ones that you're getting for free, even though you're not getting the purple skin for the spirit. If you have an A1, you can still use it if you obtain it in some other way.
Or you only can obtain it if you have a C1.
Right.
Correct.
Okay, so you only obtain it when you have a C1.
Get it if you have the C1, but hopefully you'll be able to put it on your A1.
No, that stands for reason as well. No. But knowing CIG is weird sometimes.
Actually, you're right. No, this has happened before. So there was a Cutlass that got the best in show, and if you had a Cutlass black, you got the paint, but you were able to apply it to the other variants.
That's the same with the Pisces, right? When
that's just weird. The whole thing with the Medivac is just bloody weird.
It was really weird.
Understand. Yeah. So, CIG are just kind of, I don't know how to describe it. There's definitely some mental condition with their attitude, and they need to seek help because there's these kind of holes that they keep falling in, and they will not budge once they fall into that hole. So what we're talking about is that if you had a medical, if you Pisces medical.
Yeah, the thing was that specific event back then, they even revealed the medical Pisces. And so I'm pretty sure that lots of people swapped their what is it called? The C8, the C8 Executive Edition or the C8 Standard Edition for the medical version before the event was over. And then when the event was over, they didn't get the paint for the best in show because they had a rescue Pisces instead of the other two,
and
which they didn't say beforehand.
No, they only said it at the end.
Yeah,
which is weird, and they refused to change their attitude, and I just thought, what? Why? What? So CIG are weird like that. I don't know why they keep doing stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, the Reclaimer, they did say the Reclaimer, they have an actual special edition, which is the best in show edition from the last time, which is an actual ship, not a paint. If you have that one, you also get the paint. This purple paint.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But the other question remains, the Terrapin, which they will reveal the medic variant soon, in a couple of days. If you exchange the Terrapin for the medic version, will the same thing happen again with the Pisces? It's going to be hilarious if it does, and it's really stupid at the same time.
So the medic, if they do that, if medic owners get that paint, then you should write to CIG with a strongly worded letter going, Oi, give me my paint now.
Well, the thing is, back then, after that IAE specific event last time with the Pisces, I got a executive edition from the grey market somewhere with the paint, so I just still have it anyway.
Okay.
Because I was that annoyed by it. I was like, Jesus Christ, CIG, just.
But yeah,
but regarding the Terrapin, they haven't clarified this yet.
No, they haven't. No,
because the medical variant isn't yet officially revealed. We know it's coming because it was in the PTU, but they haven't really said that if you own that one, you get the paint as well. No, they haven't said that. We don't know.
No, we don't know. No. We'll find out next Saturday.
So be careful when you buy that thing. You may not get the paint. So the concept sale always runs way longer than the event ends. So if you still want to get it, just wait until then. They still have the paint.
They would avoid all of those problems if they just said, if you owned it at the time the event, the contest ended, you get it. If you don't, you're done.
But they
Huh?
keep shifting goalposts. That's the
Well, I
annoying
know
thing.
that's what I'm saying. But they would avoid all of that stuff if they said, if you own the ship at the time that we end the showdown, you get the skin. Not if you own it between now and the end of IAE or anything like that. It's like, no. It's like the showdown's done. If you own the ship, you get the skin. Done.
So
You get the skin when the IAE is over. Done.
Well, they were supposed to
another
reveal
thing-
this
No,
shit
no
at
gray
IAE.
area, no confusion.
Well, I wish CIG thought like that. It would be nice, but unfortunately they don't. That's why I said that they need to seek
But
medical.
I think the reason they do that is because they try to get new ship sales. They
Ah,
put money before the cart. It's like
their logic is
it's like stop doing that. It's like use common
Anyway.
sense.
So I want to point out the ship at the bottom, which is the F8, which won the ship showdown event. So I think you'd be getting something else as well apart from the paint. I'm not
Yeah,
sure
they
exactly
specified that in the Spectrum
Did it-
FAQ. It's a
What was it?
collectible. It's a collectible pennant. In their words.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, I know they all get posters, but yeah, it's probably the holographic pendant that we seen hanging off the wall. There was an IAE one that that I think you get at CitizenCon. Okay.
Yeah, they do all get posters as well.
Yeah, all right. So that's an interesting one. But also, it needs to point out. So as we know, 4.0 is going to come up with one of the great wipes. And if you still have your golden ticket, and you do intend to get an F8, you can reclaim it now. And then when it's available to buy on the 30th, on Anvil Day, whatever, 30th of...
We don't get to keep it as a souvenir?
No, I'm afraid not. So
It's
then
a wipe.
that's when you can actually buy the thing if you are interested in that. So, because I remember I gave Trade one of my tickets, and he claimed it at a rental station.
I still
and
have one
it
left
just
if someone wants it.
Yeah, I've one as well if anybody needs it. Pointless keeping on to. I would have liked to held on to.
The funny thing is
That'd be nice
they were actually lootable in random crates at some point. You could just find them.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I think they're going to appear on the day, on Anvil Day, next Saturday. So I think they're going to appear in crates as well.
Oh.
Since it's going to be for sale, and then they want to obviously people to buy the thing.
And then people sell them on eBay for.
Yeah, I know. Jesus. Yeah. Stupidity of people. There's a good example of it. So what else? I thought I was going to talk about something else. Oh yeah, the armor. So the armor is coming out on the 1st of December.
Well, that shit.
Yeah. Some people again don't like the coloring. I'm still confused. Is that blue or is that purple? It looks like a bluish color.
Violet.
A violet. Okay.
That's between purple and blue, basically.
Yeah. Well, actually, the weird. Look at the difference between the color on the suit and then the gun.
Yeah.
It might be shift.
But this is,
it might be
again,
shift.
You know as well as I
Depending
do
on
that in the game sometimes it looks really weird in certain situations.
Yeah,
The show floor has a
yeah,
tendency
yeah,
to skew.
Yeah.
I've seen it even during when I was taking pictures of show floors today and yesterday, because everything is so incredibly purple naturally, because that's the theme of the show this year. That even the something like the Intrepid, the screenshots I took from at the show floor are very skewed, that it almost looks. You don't really know
It's
what the base
probably
color of it is.
maybe they are introducing luminescent shifting. You know, like the
Maybe.
cars, where if you look at it from one angle, it looks a certain color, and you look at it another angle, it looks a different color.
Yeah.
Iridescence, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
You know.
Don't they already have that in the that bird ship? What's it called?
Yeah, it's on that as well. Yeah, there's a few ships have it, and a few paints have it.
So maybe the armor will do that. It'll shift color.
Maybe.
And I actually
Maybe
tone
that'd be kinda
corrected
cool.
it a little bit to make that that not as apparent, but still it's kind of purplish glow. Everything on the show floor
Yeah,
is a purplish glow, so be mindful.
Yeah, that's the only problem.
I don't think the
am not a
suits
fan.
will look like that
Hopefully not
out in the world.
It'll look better, I think, with the purple coloring. I know Miami would love that.
It started to look like Frieza.
Yeah. But
Good
anyway, so
comparison. I love that.
I reassured somebody saying just get the armor anyway because you have the whole set, and the all suits and guns will degrade over time with the coloring, so it'll all eventually turn gray.
Get the blueprint.
And so it will disappear. Yeah, get the blueprint, and you're probably able to change it to a different color later. So I'm guessing they're going to sell all these as a big set.
Yeah.
So that'll be probably around
Like they did that last
$40.
time.
Yeah. It was.
Wait, how many suits is it? 2, 3?
3.
I think it's 3 sets.
3.
Is it 3 guns? 2.
Casstag arms. What is this? It doesn't have the names on the left. I don't.
I think that's the mining suit, isn't it?
No.
The Avis. I think that's the Avis. Yeah, there
No,
it
this
is.
is the Avis.
Oh, okay.
It says there. I said, but there's 3. There's like this 1, 2 is the one with the cape, I think, and this is 3.
That's the Air Mix.
Artemex, yeah. And you have the guns with them as well. At G54, F55, and the Devastator shotgun.
I can't remember what suit that is.
No, that looks like the mining suit.
An environmental suit?
I think so.
No.
No, it's because it looks like that's cut out.
But look at your CCU. I'm sure you probably have one of those suits.
No, of course I have it on the wiki somewhere.
You should know, yeah.
Jeez, I got through so many I've lost count. Oh yeah, do you know the suit? Yeah, that's the one that protects you from warmth or cold. It's one of them. Because remember the gold suit, kind of puffy. It looks like you'll be able to go somewhere quite hot. I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's probably one of the environmental suits.
Yeah. But that's a cutout in the center.
Pembroke.
So you don't see the whole suit. Pembroke. Is it?
Is that a Pembroke?
Yeah,
I have it right here. Oh wait, it's not. Pembroke.
Yeah, that's the one.
What do you mean it's a cutout?
No,
That's the same one.
that is a Pembroke. Yeah, that is a Pembroke.
Actually, no, it's not a cutout. My bad.
What do you mean it's a cutout?
It looks like it's cut out. It looks like I thought it looked like it was cut out. See the center. You can see this line going around.
You don't think that's like armor plates? Because look at the shoulders.
No, it is. It kind of looked like the light going around the edge kind of fooled me. Where here
the same as a Pembroke.
You can see the shape. No,
It's a little
Pembroke's
different, but yeah.
Yeah, the Pembroke's kind of got the same shape around the legs and stuff.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, no, you're right. That is the Pembroke. You can look at the Pembroke ivory and see it. That's a environmental suit.
Yeah, like an extra layer in places on top of the suit.
It's just a different helmet,
Anyway.
though. It's weird.
Yeah, I think that was similar to the subscriber helmet that we got.
Well, this was the subscriber helmet. This version,
No.
the picture that I have here. Yeah. No? It's not?
Show us the rest of them. Where's the other variants? Did he put them up? Yeah. No, he didn't.
No.
Okay.
I guess not.
It was I thought it was an RSI.
Whoever's taking pictures of the armors and stuff like that is slacking big time.
They're all there.
Pembroke, our side. Sunburst, Ivory.
Go down.
Look for the graphite,
Graphite.
suit. That's more
Yeah, there we go.
graphite or ivory.
Not yet. The graphite. There we go.
Oh, yeah,
There
that's
you
the
go.
helmet it belongs to. Yeah, I see it.
Yep, there it is. Oh, they're perfect. Yeah, that's it. So it is a Pembroke outfit. It's just gonna be
Oh, that's not
purple
bad.
puke.
That's a good.
Puke
That's a
purple?
handy.
Yeah, it's a good armor set to have.
Yeah, you may not be happy with the coloring, but as I said, it will fade away. Let's let the color fade if you don't like it.
It will fade away.
And you get a badge. Well,
And
and
you get
don't
a
mind
badge.
the old logos in the spaceport.
No, forget about the old logos.
Don't look at them.
Yeah,
It's just like CRG
No.
slacking off again.
no. I remember seeing them in the PTU, and I deliberately did nothing about it. I was going to report it, and I said, no, I'm going to leave that there. Going to say nothing about that.
No need.
Nah, it's not major anyway. And yeah, if you get the icon, if you visit the hall, what is it? 3 times, 5
5.
times? 5 times
You
you get
have to visit it every day, right?
No, 5.
just 5 times. Well, I think different days, yeah.
5 different days. Yeah. Get a badge. Spectrum badge.
How many
Yeah.
manufacturers do we have?
Well, we have 14 days.
1, 2, 3, 14. Well, no. Oh yeah.
Well, 14 days and maybe 10 show floors or something.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Where's the calendar?
No,
Do you have
10.
it?
Yeah, 10 show floors, and the rest is all finale. Which I think, at which point I think none of the show floors are open. It's just a lobby with a bunch of rental kiosks. That's usually what they do. Or they may keep the best in show floor up for the rest of the time. It's
I think that's what they do. Yeah.
yeah.
Because they usually force you downstairs to where the holograms used to be.
But at least for maybe closing, for love of God, I hope that they fix that freaking 48-hour thing, because
It doesn't look like that's 2 now in a row that they didn't bother fixing.
yeah, but every information they give on the Spectrum everywhere says 48 hours, and it's supposed to show up. It's supposed to stay open for 48 hours,
Yeah.
and then so that they have overlapping things, so they always have 2 show floors. It makes it easier to check everything out, because you can't log in every day. Not everybody has time to do that. So you can. It's okay to skip a day, so you can still log in the next day and still see both show floors. But that's now impossible because they somehow screwed it up, and now it only opens for 24 hours, and then
It's
it disappears.
impossible for some individuals, not for all individuals.
Come on.
I have been able to log into, again, it's because of time zones. I have been able to log in every day and go to both floors, because it doesn't change until like 11 o'clock in the afternoon for me. So it carries over to the next day chronologically. So I can, in the morning, I can go to the previous day's event, and then in the afternoon, I go to the new event.
Yeah, but this for the current event, say, what's the current show floor?
Mirai.
Misk, yeah, Misk Mirai. So I
So
I have
this
to either
morning,
check it out right now, or I won't be able to see it, because if I do it tomorrow,
Right.
by the time I get home, it will be past the switching point, and
Correct.
the next show floor will be up.
It's a scam.
No, it's
Seriously,
just,
a scam.
really, this show floor, the show floor switching idea, this probably is just still in place because of performance issues, and preferably you would have it in such a way where all the show floors are open the entire week, all of them. Now, obviously, that makes less sense in terms of marketing, because you won't have the idea of
The
spreading
events.
out the reveals, but still, it's they could still reveal something, even though they could still reveal something for Anvil, even though that show
They can do
floor
it
was
like they
already
did with the
open.
Drake. They can do it like they did with the Drake, where they had the box
Yeah,
covering
exactly.
the mule. And
But
then
just,
when the day came, they opened up the box.
Exactly, they could do it like that. Just the show floor can be open, but you don't have to reveal everything right away. Yeah, I don't know if that's probably technically not possible, but preferably you do it like that. Well, whatever. It's vague. I still don't know if it's an actual bug or intended. If it was intended, then I
It's a
guess
bug. I think it's just a bug.
Maybe.
I don't know.
In any case, it's
if
clearly a
it-
miscommunication between whoever decided to program it that way this time, and the marketing team that communicated to everyone that it should be open for 48 hours. So you've seen that before anyway. It's not the first time. They have like that.
See,
Internal communication seems to be lacking sometimes. That they say something and then the game does something else.
They just hate us. That's all.
Oh right.
That's us. Yeah, they'll take that money and tell us to get lost. Right, it's half. We better move.
Oh.
So yeah, we're only at the 3rd day. Many more days to finish. I think tomorrow's Alien, then RSI, then the others, and then Drake,
Argo,
and then
Outland, Kruger,
yeah.
Grey Cats.
and then Origin,
Drake
and then
and
the only
Origin.
one that really matters is the Anvil Aerospace. I suppose RSI is important for the Polaris. Watch people go crazy for that.
Is that a limited ship? Was that a
Polaris?
limited ship as well? Yeah.
That's a good question, actually.
Yeah,
I
let me
don't know.
check.
Is it like you could only buy it during a certain window, or is it like just go ahead and buy it?
No, it's not limited quantity.
No, Polaris is not limited. No, it's not in the list. All that's in the list of the stock limited ship schedules: Idris B, Javelin, Hull E, Constellation, Phoenix, Pioneer, Kraken Privateer, and 890 Jump.
And the
There's gonna be
Holy.
a lot of
Yes,
a lot of
Holy, I said,
Polaris is purchased.
For some reason, the Holy is there. I don't know why, but anyway.
Yeah, the
What do
Phoenix
you
is
think? What do
weird
you think
too.
it's going to come out at price wise, Innovis?
I don't know, whatever the price was before, plus maybe a little bit more.
You've got something. Price. So let's talk about why CIG did not tell us that they're raising the price of the Sabre in
For
the
$5.
name of sanity.
The
$5.
Sabre got raised?
Yeah,
$5.
$5.
$5.
Yeah, and someone actually pulled up an image on Reddit about a comment that they made, I think last year, or maybe 2 years ago, where Xylo was, apologizing for the fact that they didn't communicate the price changes, and that they will certainly do that in the future. And look what's happened now.
Oh, well, I guess they forgot that promise.
Yeah.
So the Sabre Comet went up $5?
Just the Sabre, right?
I don't know if there's any
I thought I
other.
heard somebody say the Comet.
I haven't
No,
checked all
the
of them.
Sabre
but-
Comet didn't change price.
Okay.
Only the Sabre.
Okay.
Okay.
So it was 170, now 175. The Sabre
Okay.
Comet is still 185.
Yeah.
But
Polaris is 750 now, standalone.
So they might make it what?
So that-
850? Or leave
I
it
think
at 750?
850.
yeah, I can see that jumping. Since it's now the most powerful ship in the game, I can see that jumping.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be right there with the 890.
Maybe. We'll see. Yeah. You're probably better off getting I wonder how much it costs in the grey market actually now as it jumped.
I don't even want to look.
But yeah, anyway, so
Yeah, and by next
I think
show
that's it.
we'll have seen all the show floors, all the rest of them. It'll be like
Have
it'll be like Best in Show at that point, doesn't it?
I think
Next week's the
so.
first. So
that might be the end. Oh well, yeah, they don't do 48-hour shows anymore. So yeah, it will be the Best in Show.
yeah, well,
Yeah.
yeah, actually, yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah. All right, so
What?
let's go. And
How many more videos are we supposed to get? You said they do it every other day?
every 2 days.
Mhm.
So 14, so that's 7. We're supposed to be getting, I think.
Maybe 6, 7. Yeah.
They hinted at John Crew doing the 20 the timed questions.
Yeah, well, they
You
gave us
actually
kind of a
hinted. You can see it in
was-
some of the slides that pop
Yeah.
through the
Yeah,
intros that he was doing the quantum
Yep.
questions. So yeah,
So hopefully
that's
he'll
gonna
have
happen.
some good ones. Yep.
Okay. Well, I'll see you all next week. Then and at the end of IAE.
And hopefully you haven't spent as much as I did.
Oh,
How
already?
did you spend money? There's nothing to buy.
That's what I was thinking.
bought the Intrepid. I bought the paint. I bought.
I
a
support the
ready to,
monkeys.
upgrade.
Do you?
What?
Check out
Playing the
TheBase.
CCU game.
24/7
don't
online
upgrade
radio.
for
Visit
130.
us at TheBase.sc.
I'm
They're
going
professionals.
to-
Why are you buying the Glade? You know that they're going to change it into the
to the
Squadron
Super Glade.
42 version and you don't like it.